In a world of sin rose one demigod to wreck them all, making trading great again.
Welcome aboard, everyone. What exactly is Algobox, and why do our traders absolutely love it? Michael Oathroom.
Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Wow, holy shnikes, that audio visualizer is going nuts. Do we have music? Do we have sound? Check, check. Can you guys hear me all right? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We've got a lot of things to cover, like a lot. There is gonna be, I'm gonna cover everything. So just buckle up here tonight. We're gonna do this off the cuff. And yeah, we're doing it live. Now there will be separate videos. I'm going to be breaking this stuff down into separations and all that kind of whatnot, but there's a lot, and I didn't want to take the time to do this kind of video, that kind of video. There's a lot of people, like, we're kind of you know, changing out the wheels on the bus while the bus is still in motion. You guys are still trading. You guys are out there crushing it. We've seen the results. You guys are smashing. I am so proud of every one of you guys who've been in our crew. Yeah, the new ones, the old ones, and it's only gotten better. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. What did you guys all come here for? You came here for a little something something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into the real deal here tonight. So yeah, new features, here we go. So I'm going to show you guys the new workspaces. Let me pull up a list of the things that we're going to be covering here tonight so that you kind of have a outline. If you come up in here into our announcements section, and these are the new features. Let's go ahead and zoom in here for a minute, and hopefully you guys can see these all right. Here's what we got going on here. So new features list, we have the psychology module, we have add the speedometer text. This can be used for the power of each one, or a filter. We'll talk about how we use that here tonight. The bugs fixes and enhancements, the MacV vertical lines hide show. We'll talk about why we enabled that. We have reached a point now where we have such powerful entries. This is a strategy I have had for forever, all the way back to 2016. That was 9 years ago now when I first went out there and started talking to you guys. One of our entry systems was using a MacV 8-bar entry. That I really don't think you should be doing anymore. One of those that I would kind of deprecate, since we have such powerful entries with the order flow combinations, with structure, just better stuff. We use this primarily for the filters now, so I wanted to be able to give you an option to pull it off. Now if you're legacy student with us and you still like that, it's there. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, so it's there. The double Bollinger Band, we call the super bands strategy there, that now has the full highlight opacity, so you can turn that up. Some people have had a hard time seeing that on their screens. That is now something that you can adjust on your own. The Rivers of Life plot, this is just a bug. This is the rivers filter in the center of the charts there on the moving averages for the 50 and the 200, what we call the golden ropes. That's been fixed, and other various bug fixes. But you guys are here for the features, right? The features That's the real fun stuff. So let's get in here to some of the other cool new stuff here. The chaser line. Somebody actually asked about this one here earlier tonight in the room. We're going to show you guys that, how I like to use that one. It's something I used a long time ago, and I was like, I'm going to put this back. I had removed it for a while because it was, you know, a little bit distracting. People didn't understand how to use it, but now, especially because we've got the Enigma, this is very good to use with basically a naked entry and to be able to anticipate where your target might be, because Enigma is such a powerful entry. These things can run really big runs, but you may want to set the chaser line, and we'll talk to you guys how to do that here tonight. The new bar notifier. This is on the 89 range, highest time frame. So sometimes you want to know what's going on with the high time frame. We are low time frame entry traders most of the time. That's where our edge really is in getting those pinpoint entry locations on the lowest time frames with the least amount of risk to maximize the reward. But you may want to know what's going on those higher time frames. Let me hold on a second. I think that music is a little bit loud. Is it not? Sorry, let me crank that. Just notice on the audio visualizer it's cranking a little high, huh? Where is that? That's at about 50. That's so high. But okay, I'm gonna put it right there, and then I'm gonna crank it back in OBS. Please let me know. I'm gonna see the chat. How's the voice to music background situation there? Are we good? Tell me up, down on the music, or if it's okay. Good, thank you. Okay. Okay, so talk about those. New bar. So this will give you an audio cue. Sometimes you have heard me in the small account challenge. You'll be like, okay, when we get a new bar, those are the key terms. All right, on the new bar, I either want to close my position, or I'm going to initiate a position, or I'm going to look for a position. Most of the time, I am looking to exit a position. Remember, our goal is to target one bar. We are predicting the next bar. Our system is very good at predicting the next bar. Now, what bar? What bar size? This is where the optimized range comes in. Why I give you guys we run the optimizations on my side. I post those to the room on Sunday evening or early Monday morning, and you guys have those loaded up. So I want an audio alert sometimes on that bar because I may not see it. Again, I'm trying to keep my eye over it, but if I've got my finger over the trigger, you know what it is. When you get in that zone and you're looking in at your chart where you're trying to pinpoint into your location in the video game, you don't want to have to glance over and look at a higher time frame possibly. You just want to go, boop, I hear it in my ear. Use all of your senses. That's why we also have the audio box, Flowmaster audio box there in your ear. But this one will go new bar, boom. As soon as you hear that new bar, boom, you can close the position or add to position, or there's lots of options around that. So new bar notifier, I'll show you guys how to put that on your high time frame charts. Do not put this in a low time frame. It will drive you crazy because you will literally get an alert on each one of those bars as it comes in. Something for the 89 bar typically, or a larger wave bar. Okay, remember we're in multi-time frame. All right, chart notes returned. Again, I had removed these a while back because I'm like, I don't really think you need chart notes, but some people asked for it. So the old chart notes where you can put notes on the left-hand side of your chart has returned. It basically updated, fixed the bug that had broken that a while back. Went ahead and put that back in there. So those they're optional. They are not actually on your charts yet. So if you're looking for them, you're like, oh, I don't see them, or it's not working for me, it's because I don't have them on there. You'll have to enable those on your own. Chaser line out of all these is the only one that is already on your chart right here out of this list right here. Okay. Now, let's talk to the Platinum folks. You know, Platinum kind of gets a little bit overlooked. I don't talk about it publicly a lot because what tends to happen is, listen, everybody loves full auto. Everybody wants to do, turn it on, set and forget, and I get 5 billion questions, telephone calls, and asking about it's full auto, full auto, full auto. And if I'm sitting there trying to talk about, fully automating a two-finger salute, or fully automating a double cross, double move, or any one of our proprietary named strategies, and the person doesn't know what that is, it's a lot of wasted of my time and a lot of wasted technical support where they skip through all the training, don't do any of the training, but they're like, I just want to turn this thing on, how come it's not working, I want to turn it on right now, can you give me the settings and all stuff. So I really don't talk about this. However, Platinum got some massive upgrades. Okay, you guys are going to love what you see, and not only are you going to love it, I love it so much that I'm going to be live streaming this stuff on my full auto dual robot system right here. This, all you Platinum members, salivate. Oh man, just wait, just wait till you see what is going on right here, where these systems are feeding each other. It's sick. It is epic. So optimizations in the middle of the day, feeding from one bot to the other. You got the reader writer scenario right here. If you guys remember Pippi Robbie back in 2016 through 2018, when I was live streaming every single day before I had 4 kids and less time on my hands doing that, I let my bots, those are my employees, I let my employees do the work while I'm sitting there playing some video games, and then when they're done, then I pick up. I'll either have them for my bonus day, or if they're in draw, then I know, okay, so they've drawn $400 or $700. I know in my head I've got to make up for that and then some, and it's kind of a little bit of a competition. You guys remember when I would try to beat Pippi Robbie back in the day? We're going to bring some of that back, so who's excited about that? Hopefully you guys are pumped about that. The installer bug fix, yes, for Platinum members. Again, this doesn't apply to a lot of people, but the Platinum members, we only have 15 seats per year on Platinum. Again, that really has to do with a lot of support. Don't want to have to do a lot of the support stuff. And again, really, this is for whales. Okay, this is, you need about well, not anymore. I mean, now with Enigma, we've gotten such pinpoint entry locations, and with the advent of micros, there is a new game in town. When we first started doing this, you guys remember back when you didn't even have NASDAQ. Okay, so we got NASDAQ. And you remember when it was TF? You remember that? That was crazy, right? TF, it was $10 a tick, and they bumped it down to 5. That sucked, right? So, you know, here we are. Next thing. Oh, but now you don't need a $50,000 account. You can do a tenth of that. So now you're talking about $5,000 account minimums. I mean, that's a game changer. That was a game changer when micros came out years ago. And, you know, who would have thought? I would have, if somebody came and told me, oh yeah, Vinny, they're going to come out with a new, partial of a contract. I'm like, how can you split one? Remember, this was kind of my argument of why mini contracts are so awesome. Is just you just have this notional value behind a single contract, and you're telling me that they're going to divide it where you can do a tenth of a contract? Nah. Well, I would have been wrong. That was a bet I would have placed, and I would have lost, folks, because micros are there. That is a game changer for even the Platinum members. Lower account sizes. You do not need the standard $50,000 accounts like we might have needed in the past to be able to you know, on full auto, you're going to have to be able to handle some drawdown, whereas when you are doing this by hand, you can control some of that more, because you can literally control your risk better. Is having the human aspect along with the machine. You've got the cyborg system there. Well, a full auto system also, I mean, it's just not as smart as a human. You are going to have this, and then now with a dual robot system, you also have less drawdown. So we've fixed so many things. I mean, I just can't even wait to show you guys what's coming with this stuff. All right, so I'm droning on, but I am drooling. That's why I'm droning on about this, because I cannot wait to have some of this planned in here, and more time playing video games, more times with the kids and family, and yada yada, as the system literally does the work. I always used to say let the tools do the work, but now we're talking about let the bots do the work. This is where you reach that point in your business where you can, you know, the owner kicks back, lets the, you know, he hires people, and, you know, your own companies who've got their skin in the game, the employees and those who are stakeholders in the company can now run the company. Yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling, pretty cool place to be. We're there. It's very, very cool. And the speedometer has a lot to do with that too. We're going to be focused in on some of those speedometer settings. The psychology module, where we're covering up parts of the charts, that is the major enhancement here tonight. You guys are going to see that to go along with the speedometer. We'll talk about philosophies around why that works and how that works and why it's so powerful, so that you don't have to concern yourself with, well, what instrument should I be trading? Is there just a single instrument? Are there multiple instruments? Why does Vinny tell you that you should have 3 or 4 instruments? Just like you should have 3 or 4 gears on a car. Now, today we've got electric cars, so everything's on a single gear. Actually, I don't know. Does anybody know on the electric cars, do they have gear shifts anymore, or is it literally just the thing spins? When I heard it's like single gear now, is that right? Is that accurate? But back in my day, you needed gear shifting, right? To be able to, you had 5-speed shifters and stuff. You know, high-end stuff, you might have 7 or 8. But anyhow, here we go. Lots of new chart templates. I'll show you guys those, and new workspaces. If you are looking in the workspaces section, you will probably notice there are new things inside. So let's go through these here real quick, because you're going to open up some of these here tonight with me. So hopefully you guys are familiar with the terminologies of 1080p and 4K, 2K, and various standard screen sizes. So 1080p, if you ever hear this, 1080p, this is your standard out of the box 1080p. Now there was a time before that I actually ran into somebody the other day who had a 720p. I was like, seriously, are they still making this? I told him, like, literally, I'm throwing this away. I bought him I actually bought him one and sent it to him the same day, because he's on a 720p. I'm like, you cannot function on a 720p. Please stop it. If you have a laptop with something that's lower than a 1080p resolution, please get a new one. All right, it's time. It's 2023. Time to get with the speed, get with the program. Now you'll notice I've got a lot more 4K layouts here. And light and lightest, what is this about? So anytime you see the word light, L-I-T-E, if I spell it that way for you, this means a lighter edition of what you currently have. So if something is heavy on your PC, we've got some lighter processing going on. There's some things it doesn't have, maybe some features that are not on the chart, but still, you know, our system viable. We have so many ways to win with our system, but the light and the lightest are for those of you who are struggling with your PCs. This is, I mean, we've got people now from around the world, people in places where it's even hard to get a high-end machine. Well, this stuff can now run down on an i5 or an i3 machine. Full pause. Listen to what I just said. Hello, ICT student. Dear ICT student, those of you who think that you need to trade from your phones, or one of your excuses of not wanting to come to me because you don't, you know, you got ego problem, you got cognitive dissonance going on that you can't possibly believe that you've been lied to for so long, but you've still been holding out because you're like, well, even to go with Vinny's system on the Algobox, I would need a powerful PC and I can't afford one, or I don't have one, can't get my hands on one. Listen, you have no more excuse. You see this up here at the top left-hand side? Anything that comes onto my wall happens. You understand? You see that over on the left? $1 million a year. That, all these things, this is called vision boarding. ICT is done. If you are still following ICT, you're a fucking moron. You're a muppet, right? ICT is a complete con artist and a fraud. You need to wake up. Anybody, oh, what about these people? Look, I've already done all this. I've already shown. But now, if your excuse is, well, what about the PC, Vinny? Solved. You got me? Okay, so if anybody's saying anything about that, point them to this video right here where Vinny said that's no longer a thing. You do not have to worry about that, because we have light and lightest. You can literally go to the lightest right there. That will run on an i3. Now, I don't even think you can get anything lower than an i3 these days, so this will run on your machine, and yes, it will have the Enigma. Now, it won't have harmonics, it won't have a few other things that are heavy on structure, but you can technically trade the Enigma without structure. You have seen how powerful it is. It's legit. Of course, how did I get my hands on Enigma? Well, of course I had to, do a little shakedown on Tobias and Parson. This little inside joke, only the people who know, if you know, you know, okay? I got a hold of Tobias and Parson, I bought their book. And then, I went to their little tiny shack trailer next to ICT's kids and gave them a little shakedown. Was like, yo, tell me about Enigma. And then, I recoded it myself because their code sucked. So there we go. Now I made it awesome. So there you go. We got the Enigma. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. If you believe ICT stories, you can believe that one. All right. All right. Then we got 1080p. We do have a 1080p light as well. So if you want some structure, but you need to get by, 1080p light is there for you as well. All right. And then for the final excuse of anybody who's like, Vinny, but I can't afford your system. Even at $1776 for you, I can't do it. It's fine. Okay. Now listen, I don't want people abusing this, but if you are in a hardship, you can approach me, send me a direct message. We'll talk about your situation. You explain to me what's going on with yourself. We might need to get on a call because I don't trust anybody. But if you do have a situation or circumstance, you'd like to get in, but you can't afford it, we can take care of that for you. You got me? All right. Without further ado, let's go. Let's talk about some of the features that we just talked about. Let's see it. what are we at? 20 minutes? All right, so 20-minute intro of all the things. So right at the 20-minute mark, here we go. Cut in. Boom. All right, so the next sets of videos will be directly on features. I'm going to go to the first one in my list, which was the psychology module. Now, right now, I am on a 1080p screen, so that means this is what is also equated to if someone says, do you have a 1K screen? Okay, 1K. A 4K screen is 4 of these. Okay, so what we have right now is a section right here of a 4K screen. If you have one of these, okay, we'll still deal with it. This is what you're currently looking at. I've got a 1080p screen going on right here where we are fitting the 4 primary instruments that you're going to be trading this on. Each one of these has the same set of stuff. We are pulling in higher time frame setups into the lower time frames with Enigma. This is the Enigma. Which one is this one? This is Enigma 1080p. Let me pull this over. If you are following along and you would like to open up your workspace, this is under this button right here for workspaces. We are on the Enigma 1080p. So with the green sliver right there, that is the active one. Algobox Enigma 1080p, single screen that I'm showing you right now. I'm going to full screen the NASDAQ. This one moves the fastest. We're on the 2s right now. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down to the 1s because we're after hours and the market is super slow. So I'm going to go ahead and drop to the 1s. Now, this will clear out my volume profile on the left here. I want to take a note that we do have volume profile and we'll be doing more videos around these. Actually, I didn't put this as a feature release because technically this has been here for a long time. I have just been using it more now that we are using the Enigma stuff because I think it's very handy for targeting. Again, Enigma's handled the entry for us. Now I want some targets, right? I need some bigger, nastier looking targets because we are just crushing it now with the Enigma entries. So that's why we've got some of that. One of the reasons also helps us to identify areas of accumulation zones and where we can determine when the algorithms are about to kick. Okay, so let's go to psychology module. I'm going to full screen the NASDAQ here. This is 1080p on a single chart. Over here on the right, this is your some people don't know that this section is called the chart trader. So if I'm referring to the chart trader, that is this over here. This is what would be like in a video game. This is your, zoom into this section. Is it not going to let me? These are your controller buttons on a video game right there. This is I don't know why I can't. Let me click. There we go. So this is buy, sell, enter. This is your video game controller. Again, we approach the markets like a video game. We're less concerned with philosophies, although I do teach you. People who are like, Vinny, yeah, it's a black box, you don't teach. I do. You need to probably go through my training program. The training program is free. I don't know why you guys are complaining about, I don't want to spend the time to do it. Fine, that's on you, but don't come out there and troll me and talk about how I don't teach what's behind this stuff. I teach everything what is behind all of our stuff, with a few exceptions for when it comes to protecting some proprietary information. However, the theories, philosophies behind what we do is definitely taught in detail in our training program. So the chart trader is the whole section over here on the right. So if I'm saying look over on the chart trader, please direct everyone, you need to know it's on the right hand side of the chart. You can make this larger or smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and make it larger for right now so you can see a few of the things that we have over here on the right. Primarily, we're gonna go right here into the psychology module, which is kind of combined along with the speedometer. Again, the speedometer, we've got a whole separate video around this. This has been around a while. You guys should already know. This is the current speed measured in BPM. This is bars per minute, BPM. We got a whole video on that. Go check out the speedometer videos on the Algobox Pro training channel. That is not here on the Vinny Emini channel where we are right now, but all of the training stuff where it's 100% training, has nothing to do with any of the scammers, the ICT stuff, I like to get into conspiracy stuff. I like to get into biblical conversations and whatnot here over on my Vinny Emini channel. It's sort of my play channel. But if you want to get serious about trading, that's the other channel. So psychology, let's focus on the psychology module right here. We have 3 buttons right here. We have 1, 2, and 3. T-O-B. The very first one on the left, this is for text. This is going to be the text message with a big red. If you just want text, to tell you whether or not you should be trading right now. This is, we call it the psychology module because this is going to help to control you to trade or to not trade based on something as simple as the speed of the market. Right now, the market is moving at 15 bars per minute on the ones. Again, no surprise, after hours, this is an absolute terrible time to be trading right now because there's no major impacting news events to get this thing going. Oh wait, it just moved. So look, now we're at 36, which is greater than 30. It's actually a good opportunity for me to turn this on. I'm going to turn the text on. I'm also going to turn the overlay on. I'm not going to do the background because there is a bug, just in case anybody wants to know. Right now there is a bug on the background, so please do not use it for right now. It will switch your background to red, but it will not go back unless you press refresh on the chart, and nobody wants to deal with that. So yes, we are aware that there is a bug on just think that B stands for bug right now. Don't use B for bug. Everybody got that? Share that with your friends. Do not use the bug button. Okay, however, the other two, I actually recommend turning both of these on. You'll see why here in just a moment. It'll become more dramatic if I go over here and show you this on the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on both of these. And again, on the 1080p screen, you're not gonna have room for this stuff, so you have to kind of like either, actually you should probably do like this, leave it in the normal size so you don't have to resize stuff. Go full screen, change it, turn on the text and the overlay, and then reshrink it. There we go. I think this should become pretty obvious right now which chart is in play right now. Oh, shoot, it slowed back down, so it's not fast enough anymore. I was like, oh, we caught one after hours where you'll be able to see something that was in play. But right now, as you can tell, like if you know, how many of you have a problem with this? Like you have a problem not like just keeping your hands off the trigger. When should I not be trading? When should I not be looking at this chart? Right? Well, this is it. Actually, let me kind of give you a sample of what this will look like if you did. The background change does actually work if you do press the F5 button here. But so here it is with the background as well. There we go. So can you tell that right now you should not be trading? Isn't that awesome? So you could be sitting over here, you know, hanging out, doing stuff with your wife, kids, your husband, wife, whatever, just chilling, right? And yeah, we're just gonna wait. Oh, you see one just went away. Now I press F5 to refresh. Wait for it. Oh, I gotta turn it off here. Hold on. Let's turn it off. It's not. Okay, yeah, I still have to change it. Yeah, so it's a pretty bad bug. I hate it. I hate that we have it. Chart background color, I've got to switch it back black for now. So don't use the B button. It is it's still broke. Broke AF, kind of like ICT students. There's a good one. Okay, can you tell right now that this is the only thing I should be trading? And why is that? Because currently the speed is now what? 31. And what do I tell you guys? Like over 30, we're okay. It's barely over that spot right now. I think I have the alert set at 25. So let me show you guys that setting. Okay, you can change it on your own, but I have some default settings in there for you. So out of the box, it's already pre-configured for you. But you can go into the indicators and I will show you how to change that psychology module setting. It is actually inside of the speedometer. So I'm going to go into the Algobox speedometer selection right here. Remember that the configured values, some people are confused by this. These are the configured values. This is everything on your chart right now. This is what you can select from and put onto your chart for those of you guys who are new with the system. But so right here, we've got that block gown color. Again, that will work better later when we get that bug fixed, and that'll come out in the next version, but I just couldn't be bothered to continue to fix that. I wanted to get this out for you guys. So here we are. All right. What was I going to tell you? Okay, psych values right here. Here are the important settings right here. So right now I've got the low value set to 25 because I want it for demonstration purposes. Really, I tell you, don't trade if this is below 30, right? But right now it's greater than 25, so I'm okay. As long as the speed is between 25 and 100, I'm good. This is a good time to be looking for trade setups at that speed. If it is between those values, that's how you change it. Here is your alert value up top. If you want an audio cue, you can also click this this algo voice. Now I have it off because sometimes it gets a little chatty, but if you want it to be on, it will give you an audio alert. So I'll go ahead and set it on this one because we might be fluctuating back and forth here this evening, and maybe we'll get some nice audio cues on that, as long as I have my NinjaTrader sounds turned on. Sometimes I have those turned off. Let me go check to see that I've got sound on. Open sound settings. Oops, wrong button there. I want to go to the volume mixer, and let's make sure that I have NinjaTrader sounds on. Okay, good. Okay, so let's see, it's flat going down below, it's at 13. Let's turn text on. Okay, so when that goes into above 25, I'm going to receive an audio alert that says, I think it says speedometer 30 BPM, something like that. So there you go. Right now, we should not be trading any of these. Let me change the background colors on all these. I wish I hadn't have done the background thing. Obviously, so now it's a real pain in the butt. Chart backgrounds. Go ahead and set it back to black. Turn the background color thing off. Of course, it changed it back. Yeah, it is a real pain. But I just did not want to deal with it there. All right, let's go to turn the background off. Okay, cool. Yeah, see, and sometimes it works like when you resize the thing, it's really weird. So I resize it and poof, there it goes back. Okay. So it's a bug, we know. All right, there we go. So these I should not be trading, right? So it's real easy. I know I can take the trade off of this. So on my sim, yeah, I'm on sim. Okay, so I can take a trade here. Should be pretty obvious. Psychology module. That's the main thing. It's basically going to sit here and help you whether or not you should be trading on any given instrument. Now, mind you, can you apply this to other charts? Yes. So let's briefly, while we're here, flip over to see. This is not just for Enigma. This is for standard 1080p. Let's see, do I have it on light? Yes. So here, even on the light edition, where I only have 3 charts on the standard, I can come over here and turn this on. See, InQ now on the 3s is too slow. So what can I do about that? Pop quiz. On the 3s are too slow right now, right? Because look at the speed on the 3s. The speed is 5. So what's a way that I can solve that? I could go down, right? Because it'll be faster on a lower time frame. So I can switch, boom. Wait for it. Boom, boom. Still too slow. Look, it's at 24, but it's about to turn 25. Let's see if we get a little more speed. When that goes to 25, this will uncover and I'll be good to trade, right? You see how cool that is? And again, you can do this on a 4K, like this is across all of your screens if you have the psychology module turned on, and you can turn it on or off. You don't have to, but this is going to be really handy, I think, if you're having a problem keeping your fingers off of the, yes, gears, exactly, CJ. Gear shift, right? So what did I just do? I just shifted gears. I went from a 3, I downshifted, right, down to a 1. So now the gear is speeding, running at a higher speed. As we know, lower time frames are going to be running at a higher speed in comparison, right? Now, if it was going too fast, what do? I up a gear, right? I can go from Algobar 1s, I can go to Algobar 2s, and I simply, if you guys don't have this set up for yourself, remember there's a video on Algobars, how to get this set up for yourself. So you can just come over here and literally select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 very easily. All right, I'm gonna set this back to the 3s. That's kind of where our standard is for that right there. Boom, turn that back on, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. I'm gonna switch back now. To do that, in case people were wondering, I just selected the drop down and I hit light. This is bad practice. Right now I have, how many workspaces do I have open? Pop quiz. What do you see? How many workspaces do I have open? Can you tell? 3, 2, 1. All right, hopefully you said 2, because there is a gray one right there, which is, that's the one that is inactive, although it is still processing. You do not want this scenario. If you ever look in your workspaces and you see 2 of these open, or if your computer is struggling, go check this. Make sure you don't have 2 workspaces open. It's very easy to do because NinjaTrader does not force you to close one or the other. Okay, so normally you want to close those, but my machine can handle it right now, and I'm doing a demonstration, so I do have both of them open, so I can switch between them quickly, but they are still processing. Okay, so there we go. Switching back, and it looks like currently nothing is available to trade based on current speed. See how cool that is? You don't even have to guess, you don't have to think about it, you're not having to go over there and look at the speed or anything. You can just be like, nope, we're not in play right now. Easy breezy. Okay, all right, that is the major psychology module 1. All right, any questions on that one? If you posted a question earlier, go ahead and post your question again, and I'm gonna get a pop-out chat here. Pop a question back to me again. 90% of people in Discord are trading paper. Vinny has trained them to hide that detail. That's not true. We will also kick people out or bar people for asking legit questions. Also not true, but thank you for Vinny's 4-year-old broker statements. I've posted recent broker statements, so since you're not capable of, coming over here and speaking truth and all that, we'll just go ahead and we will hide user on this channel. But yeah, I can answer your questions. What he just said there is not true. Let's talk about when he's discussing my, I don't know why he's saying 4 years ago. So my track records, let's talk about this. Here's what I think the standard is for track records, broker statements, etc. If you're going to come out here and offer a service, right? If you're a service person and you come out here like I did in 2016, I started live streaming. Trades right there in front of everyone. Now, they wanted a broker statement. I wanted not just a single broker statement, because I can show you a broker statement for today or tomorrow on individual days. I went out there on Collective 2. I did a third-party verified track record my second year, 2017. Because people were saying, hey, I'd like to see track. Cool. How about this? I'm not going to show you what I'm currently doing, but I'm going to do this live in front of you. So there's no gimmicks, no tricks, no fake documents, no photoshopping, anything. I'm going to do it right there in front of you. Not only that, you can copy my trades. So you would need a third-party verification. In my very second year, and I also did this as a competition, and we have a whole video around all this. You guys can go see the results on this, and people could also copy my trades in their account. I did this for an entire year, and then I kept on going. After I won a trading competition, the very first trading competition I ever won was in my very first year. The very first competition I ever took up was against Oates to a Million. Y'all remember him? His name is Michael Oates. So there's something about these Michaels that seem to be attracted to coming and trying to take me on. Like, they got little ego problems. Well, he got smashed. He blew out his martingale strategy in about 6 months, and I kept on going. So I finished out with a 1.5 year fully verified track record, where everyone could also, again, key there, you could copy the trades. You can copy the trades right into there. Over 1,800 live trades over a year period. And also to prove out that my system works on anything, did this on a Forex account so that you could copy. This is the whole point. People are like, well, why didn't you do a futures? Well, unfortunately, there's not enough volume. If you know how thin the NASDAQ is, if I had 100 people copying my trades on a NASDAQ or a Dow or a Russell, there's just not that much volume there. I would have to do like an ES, but even on ES is still, too thin. On Forex though, you have unlimited volume, right? Everybody knows that. If you don't, there's a whole lot of things I could teach you about why that is. But I went out there, I think, again, if you're gonna come out here and sell service, fine. Then go out there, you need to live stream at 1, and then you need a 1-year track record or more, at least. Or give me 6 months at least. At 6 months. ICT, where's ICTs? None. You don't have one. Lots of people go out there, don't do it. I put my money where my mouth is. I say this is the standard. I have done it. I've done the standard. Now, in between that, I have done this multiple times. I've done other trading competitions where I'm showing. I'm not going to sit here and show you my tax records. I'm going to go out and pull out my multi-year track records every single year. And at the same time, I'm also coding. I'm doing a lot of coding, doing all this stuff. Now, when we're finished up with this coding, I'm not saying there's ever a finish point. I don't know, like versioning of code, that takes time. I'm actually a coder, but I do think that that's a standard. But there we go. I shy away from no questions. If you ask the question or if you made an assertion, again, false allegation, I'll go ahead and correct the issue for you. Does anybody have any questions around that? If you guys would like to see this, you can go over to the left-hand side of Discord and go into the third-party verified track record setup. This was verified via the Collective 2 system, and all the trade copies, anybody who was trading my account, copying their account, had every single trade copied from mine directly into theirs. It wasn't like you had to press the button. I'm not talking about like you're watching me on live stream and you had to pause. I'm literally like, as I pressed the button, if you were subscribed to the Collective 2, they copied the exact same trade into your account. There were other people making money off of my trades. So ICT, when he's like, I didn't want to do it on Parks because we won't copy my trades. Who cares? Who cares? You know why he keeps saying that? Because he can't do it. He blew out his account every time. Everybody's like, oh, I still don't have any track records. Yes, he does. He has losing track records. Giant L's. And again, he's not the only one. There's lots of losers out there. We've got, I think it's funny, Rocket Scooter, Pocket Pooper, blew out his account just recently, all in a single day. It's hilarious. So yeah, anybody else next? Anybody else want to come and trading competition? I've won 5 trading competitions at this point, so you know, there we go. There's a whole video around that of all the trading competitions I've done. Okay, so questions. Do you want to be right and make money? Next. Okay, any questions back to the psychology module? So here we go. I'm not going to go back to all these. You said you can give morons on the proven world. Just okay. Come on down here. Any questions on psychology module? Starting right here after YSEE. Been here a week. Never seen anything like this. Awesome. 2 weeks and extended. Even Meyer, also get yourself a high user on the channel. You can direct your questions to me. Do not harass my members. If you harass my members, I will ban you. It's very simple. Hearing about the new to me but revived wait for it big indicator. Oh, I forgot about that one. That one's not even on the list. Thank you for saying that. Raise the can. I'm gonna go ahead and address that one right now since it wasn't even on the list. Yes, another revived indicator, because at the time we had a few more items that have helped us out along with this, but this really goes well with the enigmas. So okay to trade, it literally will tell you the direction for which you want to take a trade. When this correlates with the favorable direction, load it up. It's real simple. See this one? When this is red and you get a okay to trade short, like right now this is saying looking for a long, although the favorable direction is what? It's short right now. So I don't want to go along with this. I want to wait until it says okay to trade short. When you do, take the next enigma signal. Simple as that. It literally, somebody asked me the other day, what do I do with this at the top? River hilariously said, here's the answer to what you do with the wait for it indicator. Okay, it's called the wait for it. And this one's called big because there's a big and there's a small one. Okay, but the wait for it indicator. So it literally tells you what to wait for. And here's how you use it. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? River said this, so I give him credit for it. He says, do what it says. It literally spells it out there for you. All right, River said this. He said, do what it says. He's 100% correct on the wait for it. If it says wait for it, then wait for it. Don't press the button, okay? And then when it says okay to trade long, what do you think you should do? It's okay to trade along. That doesn't mean go in right then, but if you get an Enigma setup to trade, everybody got that? You got it? Type of 1. If you are still lost, you're an ICT student or some Muppet troll here, you know, jealous that you can't do what we do, press a 2. Let's see what we got. 1s and 2s, 1s and 2s. All right, come on down. Can everybody tell that right now is not a good time to trade? All right, everything on the charts is saying no. No, 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 right? But yes, thank you for reminding me about that one, because that was a refix and an ad. I was like, oh, this is gonna work really well. Filtering on enigmas. Although, I mean, what's the filter when, I mean, which one do I not take? Like this one, how many ticks is that? Like people are like, oh, that one wasn't really good. Are you sure? I mean, let's measure that out here. Let's do a ruler tool, Control F3 here. So if we get in on the first bar, that right there, that's 16 ticks, right? It doesn't look like much, but from, I mean, if your T1 is 10 and your T2 is 15, and this sucker, even, I'm not even going all the way to the bottom. I'm going like if you were to get in on the secondary bar entry right there, it's 16 ticks. So you got T1 and T2 on that one. How about this one? Yep, got it. Okay. Oh, look, here's a fail. Here's a fail. Here's a fail right here. This one failed. There you go. That one stopped out. See how many ticks of loss did you get? Control F3. So if you got in worst case scenario, 2 bars back to the back of the Enigma. So that's a 17 tick loss right there. Okay. So. And it's beautiful. You pick up 10 and 15 there. You pick up another 10 and 15, another 10 and 15, another 10 and 15. And if you get any runners and you exit on a green, let's measure that one right there. Control F3. Let's say your worst one, if you waited and well, everybody gets in on a double Enigma. We know the whole double Enigma thing. So you surely got in on the double Enigma. You held out a double Enigma until you see a green, which is our rule. And that, my friends, is worth 33 ticks. That's good money. All right. It's hard to trade when that big blue X is in the way. Exactly. Like, do not F around, please. Do not compute. Again, you can. I mean, the system is very good, but if, again, this is psychology, I'm not a big psychology person, but if I'm gonna do psychology, I would like a quantified way to detect, whether or not now is whether now is a good time to go or not go. Right now, NQ is picking up speed. Look at this. So NQ, it just jumped up. We're at 61. That's a good speed. That's really good speed right now. So if we get a play here, let's see. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sim trade here whenever she fires off. I'm gonna set this to a small instead of a tiny here. We are on the ones, so on the ones typically I want to start out with a tiny and then push out runners. However, with this speed and NQ on the ones, I'm gonna go for something a little bit bigger. Okay, next is Enigma, still limited seats. It is, but we do have seats open available right now if you would like to upgrade yours. So you got 2 options. If you want to jump in, we've got a 1 year. This is not included in the monthly. Anybody who's coming and talking to me about monthly, it's not included in monthly. If you're going to be month to month with us, you're not committed. I'm not wasting a seat on you, no offense, but sorry. If you want to do a year commitment, we've got a 1 year plan. And if you would like to go lifetime, Mike Schwartz has a lifetime offer, and we have one on the VinnyEmini.com website, which also includes 3 fully automated robots. If you are getting in on the VinnyEmini.com site, I've got the final offer there for you. Again, I know this might be confusing. Send me a direct message. We can talk about it. I'll give you the details, or you can get on a call, get all your questions answered. Feel free to do so. Wow, it's getting speedy right there. There's 2, that's a 17. Very cool. Let's watch that one on NQ here. Is RTY? Yeah, RTY is still working. Or if you already have lifetime, for those of you guys who have lifetime gold, you have a discounted upgrade offer. Trust me, you are going to want to get that hooked up. I have got you hooked up. I'm not even going to post it public. It is that good. Send me a direct message. That is only for those of you guys who already have gold lifetime. We can get you hooked up for an upgrade. All right. Next, limited time, folks. This is not happening very long. We are launching Algobox stocks and pushing the promos for all of that. So we're gonna get it hooked up. I don't have a date on it. We'll go through the 15th. As of right now, we'll just do the 15th. Middle of the month. Yeah, we're at the 9th. So you got 6 days. Very cool. All right. Next part. Let's go to the feature here. Let's drag our features set up. Let me pull it over here so I'm not covering up the chat. All right, still can see the chat. Here we go. Speedometer text. Let's see. I think you should be able to see this one already. This one's not nearly as fun. There we go. Yeah, it's not too bad. So these Enigmas, what was the speed when these Enigmas followed off? You see, this is basically the speed, 14. So if you want to do a back test on this stuff to see, well, did it work when it was super slow? Well, technically these are still working. They're not bad. All right, but there are going to be some times when I might want to filter based on some speed. Okay, see this one here, kind of, we could probably filter out this one. It's at a 31. Like, since 31 is the 30 is the absolute minimum, what if I set a full auto system to only enter in when it's greater than 35? You see how easy the logic is on this? So these will tell you the speed at which these were going. Again, these were super slow. Are we surprised that these 2 failed? Probably not. You guys understand that? So an 11 and a 13, am I interested in that? No. what I want to do is looking for the ones that are 30 or greater. We'll also be able to have another filter coming in on that, specifically around the full auto, and we are going to have an arm disarm system for those of you guys who have joined Enigma prior to June the 1st. We are going to do a June the 1st release for a semi-auto item. Now, if you haven't seen our semi-autos before, for like the platinum dots, if you guys remember the buttons for the platinum dots, where you can basically say, it's like this: if I wanted to right now, if the speed was good, it's at 60, I'm like, I want to take the next Enigma in the direction of the favorable. So what does that mean? That means I want to take the next short. Now I can be doing my own business over here, you know, farting around, talking to you guys, whatever, and I can press a button to say take the next short. Isn't that cool? Who likes that? That is going to be the arm disarm system, and it's not just for platinum members. This will be for anyone who has the Enigma system prior to June the 1st. After June the 1st, not happening. It will be for platinum members only. So you will need to get that before June if you want that semi-auto entry system. It will be buttons over here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them here. I think we're kind of loading this area up. It might be here, but I might put them up here, or I may have a side panel that is floatable over here, which we may take some votes on that, how we want to implement that. But we may have a floating bar over here to manage basically long, short, both, speed, filter, etc. Okay. But you will be able to go, I want to take the next fill in the blank, or I want to keep on doing it, or if I want to take the next one, or if I want to take the next all, I want to take the next series all, or I want to take the next X number of winners. So what does that mean? So I want to trade on that until I get 2 winners, and then I want to quit, which is again part of our cadence system. If you guys remember cadence, you know, there we go. Oh, we folks, there's so many ways to win with us. The reason that we are the #1 algorithmic trading platform in the world is because we do what no one else can do. Welcome aboard. All right. Next feature. Any questions around any of that? Vinny track ID. What is that? What's the question? Arm, key fob. For real, it's gonna be also short only, long also. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Oh, the last song? Honestly, let's see. I could probably tell you if I go right here. David Folkenbrandt and Lakovsky, called Emancipation. Emancipation by David Folkenbrandt and Makovsky is the name of that one. The lifetime for Arm Disarm. Arm Disarm will be available as long as you purchase 1 year. A 1 year or lifetime, you're good, which is the only 2 options. Anyway, so I'm not giving away Enigma seats on month to month stuff. So yes, if you're committed, if you take a 1 year commitment with us, yeah, if you want to get the Helping Hands program, but it's not $17.76. It is $24.99 if you want the Enigma with it. So it's $17.76 plus basically $6.99. So $6.99 on top of $17.76 if you want the Enigma. So 1 year commitment is $17.76, which I call the price of freedom. $17.76. It's the year that America won its independence from, you know, the Brits. You know, God bless you, but you guys suck. You lost. Oh, okay. $17.76 and then plus $6.99. That's where we come up. $24.99. I think it's pretty good. So $24.99, 1 whole year. And I mean, have y'all seen how this thing does? do you think it could pay for itself? I think it could. I don't know. Up to you. You're paying month to month. Is there a way to pay it off yearly? Okay. All the individual questions, come ping me. Okay. I will tell you this. I will try to work with you. If you want to participate with us, like a lot of you guys ask me for favors, but then I'm like, hey man, you've been commenting on my YouTube videos. Hey man, you've been following me on Twitter, and you guys are like, huh? No, listen, let's take a break real quick here. Everybody go and follow me on Real Vinny Emini on Twitter, okay? You know, I get the vicious trolling, right? But people need to know the truth. People need to know about the scammers, need to know about ICT. Y'all come help me out, right? At Real Vinny Emini. Follow me over there. Smash some like buttons on some of that stuff. And then if you want a favor from me, be like, listen, Vinny, I follow all your stuff. I hit likes. I got your back. Can you fill in the blank? What is it? Ask me. Okay, but don't go over asking me for favors when you're like, you can't lift a finger for me. Why would I lift the world of burden of financial freedom for you if you can't lift a finger for me? I mean, it's a very so. The thing is, it's not about me. It is about your character as a person. If you can't lift a finger for me, you're that type of person who is you're just a selfish cunt. Okay, pardon my French, but look, there's $100 for my favorite charity because every time I do a curse word this year, I'm paying charity. So there you go. Next. Yeah, it's not just software, it's a total trading strategy, everything. I try to include every part, every component of trading, I try to manage it. It's why we even built in the psychology module. I can literally tell you when you keep your hands off the keyboard. I will smack your hand, boy. Don't touch that. Don't touch it. It's too slow. Look at this, too slow right now. Too slow, right? That one failed. Yeah, I know, this one won. I get it. But why don't you just play when everything's in your favor, right? Take it when it's in your favor. That's why our students' results are different than yours. Okay? At the end of the day, look at our results. You can see the left-hand side of Discord in the real testimonial section, which I think a real testimonial is results. Results matter. All right. Custom process. Any other questions? Where do you play music from? Any playlist link? Yeah, Rex. I actually have a Vinny's playlist. It's called Vinny Jams. In the room on the left hand side in Discord, so check out Vinny Jams. I have very specific tone sets that I use. It's called Power and Passion. I call it Power and Passion. If a song has power and passion, can't be one or the other, it's got to be both. And helps the brain, helps your competition, helps your ability to trade well. Mind, body, spirit. Let's roll. Let's go, baby. What else? Do you play if you reading 19? So for already in 77 to prove. Yes, Richard, you had a great question. Richard asked, so if we're already in the 1776 yearly program, can we add Enigma for $6.99? Yes, you can. Come on down. Limited time right now through the 15th. Okay, you got 6 days for that. I will grant that. Raising the bar, that's right. Okay, next one. We have on our list MacV vertical lines. Okay, MacV verts. Let's switch over to Algobox standard. Okay, so to launch this one, if you're following along, click on Workspace, and we are in the Algobox standard 1080p single screen layout. Algobox standard 1080p. Now, I may be breaking this PC as I'm launching now the third Workspace, and particularly on NQ, I can feel it starting to hang up here, so it might be... Yes, send me a direct message, and I will send you a customized link for that limited time option for those of you guys who want to punch it in here with us on the old Enigma. Ah, we crashed. Okay. Yeah, don't open 3 workspaces at a time, folks. Do as I say, not as I do. Let's try to launch her again. All right. You guys want to see one of my favorite jet players? All right, now it's boring. You guys want to see that? I've been watching this one guy. So you guys actually, yeah, I mean, it is. It's good to watch people who are better than you. It's good to watch them at anything in life. So this one Battlefield guy, 007-Shady. And I'm like, dude, this guy is shady. This guy like smashes everybody. Like, how's this guy flying around? Anyway, he did a video for me. I appreciate it. I asked him to record himself. He did 3 hours of gameplay for me, and yeah, just he's got skills, man. And but yeah, I've already picked up on some techniques. I kind of like call it the S curve. He does this thing. I got this running over here. All right, I am killing time while my workspace launches up. Okay, there we go. It's up. Come back to screen. Split mini reactions. Here we go. Okay, so verts, which you'll notice a little bit of a cleaner layout. It's a little bit chopped up right here right now because we've got J-hook who just came in. Normally not J-hook in there, but it looks like J-hook hitting target 1, 2, and coming into a target 3 there on this play. Let's spread it out a little bit more though. But on the MacV, very important. If you guys have watched the Master strategy, one of our own members identified some really cool plays and things you can do with the MacV. Now, one of our features we had talked about already in the past, but I'll rehash it while we're here. Go into the indicators on the MacV and scroll down here, Vinny's MacV entry system. So right now we have disabled the shady visuals. You guys might have seen those before. This is for the 8-bar entry rule for entries, which I told you guys we're not going to do it. And there we go. The show verticals now has an option to disable or enable or disable right there. Let's see what those looked like from before. And the shades, if you're going to get in on the 8th bar, you remember these kind of gave you zones to basically wait till this is done and then take the entry. Wait till this is done, boom, take the entry of the color, right? So if you turn off the shadies, you know when the shift came. So here we go. In between these two sections, I'm looking for longs. In between this section, red, etc. You guys know the drill. So there was a filter, kind of called it, you know, jail, going through jail. You could also kind of tell when the market was bunched up by how close those were to each other, etc. If you want that, you can still do it, but I've got it right now cleared off because, again, a lot of this I'm using in conjunction with the Enigma. The Enigma is a game changer. I'm telling you, which is why it is separate. Okay. Verts on, off. One other item while we're here, show deviations. So the show deviations, this is the horizontal lines provided down here. These are standard deviations of the size of the hills in the background. So let's take those off so you see what it was prior. Without them, okay. Now again, the master strategy, when he was showing us this, he would come over here and press F6 to go, okay, so where was the pivot point? You see this giant pivot point right here, okay? So we want the matching pivot right here. So I will draw, press F6, boom, draw a line right there. So now when one of these reaches up to the top here, this is the histogram MacV, touches that right there, we will now look for another reversal opportunity. Could be a huge turning point since that was a big one. Now you might want to see maybe even some smaller ones like this one. So the most recent one where we still had a pivot turn, like, okay, I wouldn't mind a pivot turn like this one right here to catch that move. Okay, where's the next one of those going to be? Well, that would be this hill. Okay, so let's press F6 right here. I want to take the next one. Well, let's see. What about there? Boom, right here. So I could take a short right here. Let's see if that worked. Well, how about that? We have a shark play right there. Everybody like that one? Hit a drop. Now I'd be like, oh, that didn't go too far. Are you sure? Remember, this is the Algobox 9s. This is, remember, the markets are fractal. This is a 9. So how far is this? Let's see who can estimate that. Without me pressing it, who wants to guess? You guys start putting in your guesses. How many ticks is this? From this shark down to this VL1 line, how far do you estimate from this shark back? And remember, this is a master entry play right here, because we line that up, plus the shark, because remember I always tell you, don't trade anything alone, trade it with something. But these two lined up, how far did this play give you? Take a guess. In ticks, not points. Always in ticks around here. Points. If you say points in my room, I will kick you in the ball sack if you have balls. If you don't, I will kick you in your veg. Don't do it. It's just annoying when people start talking about points when various instruments have different point values, like crude oil, that's 10 ticks per point. You know, you got the E-minis, that's 4 points. You got others, it's just dumb. It's dumb, don't do it. All right, we got guesses of 130, 150, 180. It's crazy. All right, so let's see. Control F3 from the back of the shark to T1. 212 ticks. Let's see. We're gonna play the prices right. Who was the highest? Somebody did a 176. Rick? Nope. Mitch Moeller guessed 180 ticks. That's a 212 tick drop for the masher entry strategy off of the MacV. You like that? It's pretty handy. Now, if you would like that defaulted, okay, you know, I don't know, I kind of like them off because I kind of like to still do the masher way where I kind of put them in myself. William, welcome aboard. All right, somebody just bought. Fantastic. While we're in the middle of live stream, welcome aboard, Mr. Doctor. I like the way you spell your last name. Okay, so that dropout there was 212 ticks. Pretty freaking awesome on that. But you can draw by hand, or so if you would like them to be turned on, go into your indicators, go to the MacV entry system, and now select deviations right there. Okay, and now those will draw them for you. Press apply, and now you've got some lines that will kind of help guide you without your own drawings. And you can see how those standard deviation lines, do you see how it touched right there on that standard deviation? Didn't catch the one in front of it though. So this is why I kind of personally sometimes like to draw myself still, you know, but up to you. Some people like it all the way there, especially if you're making it larger. It's like, not, you could just make this sucker big. Like you could have this off on the left hand side of the screen, just be like, okay, when this sucker gets up to the top, boom, now I want to be looking for my next enigma. Boom, I'm gonna take that enigma entry with the least amount of heat, and I'm gonna smash that sucker. And who knows, maybe you're like, get one of these, that little leg right there. I say leg, little, but that's 212 ticks. It's insane. Pretty cool. This headshot up here, imagine how much this headshot was worth. Headshot plus a delta. I'm sorry, plus a, not a delta. Alpha Omega? Alpha Omega cross plus a headshot. Are you kidding? Monster. Monster kill. That's 212, so that's got to be 500 ticks. All right. So that is the... We covered the verticals, covered the deviations on the MacV, new features. There's more. But wait, there's more. Double Bollingers, highlight opacity setting. Yeah, so let's look at, I like to use the double Bollingers primarily on the highest time frame. Let's do a naked chart here and see what one of these looks like. Let's right click and duplicate chart. Let's go full, and I'm going to go into indicators just to highlight what this looks like. And let's key through the rivers. Let's do support resistant zones. Remove that one. Lagging. And keep those. Those are out. 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 I must have left some. Oh, those are globals. Okay, so these lines are coming from global. So global drawings, I do have stuff. This means from a higher time frame, these are being projected down onto this lower time frame, which can be super handy, and it projects even onto the lowest time frame. It's very handy. But the Bollingers now have the extra highlight color. It's very evident when we touch. Right, so boom. Do we have a short opportunity? Yes. Are we in the golden ropes? Yes. Can we take an entry off of this? Yes. Do I want to take it off of 24 and take 24 ticks of range? Maybe, maybe not. But remember, each one of these bars is worth 24 ticks. It seems like it's small, but it's not. These are big moves. Now, you catch one off of a Bollinger off the top, which again, you have to wait a long time for these, which is why, again, I don't say like, hey, you know, take this as a strategy. This is from 3 o'clock the prior day. This is... It's a whole day later. Oh wait, hold on, no it's not. This is 3:50. Oh no, it's not, I'm sorry. It's 2 hours later. Okay, do I want to wait 2 hours for that? No, I mean, I want to take 5 trades in that time period, but if this shows up, right, if you just happen to be sitting down at your desk and you get one of these, and I mean, you could wait around for this type of stuff, you can, okay. Like, oh, I really like the Bollinger, so I wanna do that. Okay, cool. Take a touch off of that. Boom. Remember, these are gonna be a few bars at a time. Usually 3 bars. This one only did 2. That's a really rare situation right there. We're usually gonna look for at least 3 bars off of, and I usually want off of a touch. I want to target what? Middle, which is gonna be golden ropes. You'll see this over and over again. Touch of the Bollingers, back inside, up to golden rope. Off of the bands, boom, up, touch golden rope. Golden rope, touch, down, into a Bollinger Band, touch. Now I want to get long here usually, but if that breaks, you're talking about what's your risk. Remember, your risk is always the size of your range bar in our system. So how much is your risk off of one of these if it fails? Here it's 24 ticks. Is that good for you? Is it bad for you? Again, I don't like to risk that much. I usually like to, like, max is 25. Like an absolute max is 25. So 24 is pretty, it's cutting it pretty close for me, but is it doable? Yes. All right, carry on. That's our Bollinger Bands are now, let's get brighter, and you can pull them forward. If she's back. Oh, it's not gonna shift it back. Anyhow, very cool. You guys go check those out. Another cool feature there. Bugs and pitches. Okay, cool. Pacer line. Let's go. This more for the Enigma stuff. What I designed it for. Now again, you guys feel free to get creative. Like, find some other ways to use it. I'm gonna show you guys how I use things, and then get creative. So chaser line. I call for chaser line. Wait for it. Let's do a full screen on the NASDAQ. Which I have multiple workspaces open again, like I shouldn't do. I'm going to close the standard one while we're here. Okay, chaser line. So who was to ask about this earlier tonight? It was sorry, I apologize. Soulman! Soulman asks, Mandalorian Trader, welcome aboard. Hey, first of all, I apologize for trolling you on your YouTube channel. Honestly, it's satire. I'm hoping to make fun of you in order to correct it. Satire actually has a positive purpose. I'm making fun of you, hopefully to help you to change. Okay, wake up from the ICT bullshit, right? But yes, you are free to join. Discord is always free, 100% free. No payment necessary for Discord access. No payment necessary for training. No payment for watching me live stream. If you cannot afford my system, I understand. A lot of you ICT people, no offense to you. Yes, I troll you because I'm like, y'all acting like you're ballers and all you guys are flipping burgers and handing me my bag and don't forget my fries. But if you want to get out of that, you're not going to get out of it with ICT. If he can't teach his own kids, here's a thought. Here's a thought for you ICT students and Mandalorian Trader and anybody else. I can pass this around. Ask yourself this one question. If you don't care if ICT didn't have a track record. You don't care if he's threatened my family. You don't care if he says all the bullshit in the world. You don't care if he says that Tobias Parson taught him the magic, magic circles and put him inside of a van and threw him in the back of a river and that he had to break his way out using Fibonacci grid. You don't believe any of that stuff. Doesn't matter. But you're like, oh, but its concepts work. Fuck you. On the horse you rode it on. But I got one big question for you. ICT has a 30-year-old son who lives in a trailer. Not does he own the trailer, he rents the fucking trailer from the guy across the street and lives in a trailer park. His other son, who is in his mid-20s, because I don't want to talk about renting taxes and kids. Dude, these guys are not fucking kids. It's like telling me that, Joe Biden's kid should be left alone. Dude, Joe Biden's son is like 57, 59 years old. It's not a child. It happens to be your posterity. All right? But my point is this, if ICT cannot teach his own kids, the 25-year-old kid is living in a dump in Dundalk, Maryland, in a place that's so scary that even when he's driving a fucking Mazda, gray, all jacked up, still gets cracked up and jacked up, lives in a very dangerous neighborhood in a nasty place with his grandfather. Hates his father so much he doesn't want to live with his own dad. He would rather live with his grandpa in a dump. So if ICT cannot teach his own posterity how to trade in your 20s, because all you guys are less than 20 years old, not less than 20, I mean some of you guys might be lower 20s, okay? None of you guys are over 25, okay? At the age of 25, your brain is fully developed and you no longer believe in bullshit of ICT, okay? But under 25 years old, your brains are not fully developed and you're like he screams agility, he talks real confident. Oh, he must be true. Must be legit. Fuck you. Wake up. All right, he can't teach his own kids. His kids live in squalor. Do you want to live in squalor? Or how about this? If ICT cares about you so much and his kids so much, he would help them, and he's got the Enigma, right? Only for my kids. The Enigma's only for my kids. Well, guess what his Enigma's doing for his kids? Putting them in a fucking trailer park and they're handing me fucking burritos at Chipotle. Yes, one of his kids works at fucking Chipotle. I don't care. I don't care, bro. In fact, I love every single one of you who work at Chipotle because I fucking love your burritos. I love them. Although I can tell you that Freebirds is better. If you have a Freebirds, hands down, Freebirds burrito is better. All right, and Burger King is the best. So if you're working at Burger King, I love you too. Thanks for my Whopper. All right. But dude, do not work at Sonic. Holy shit. Have y'all seen the menu at Sonic? Can you imagine being a short cook in the back of a Sonic? And they're like, oh, we're gonna bring an Oriental teriyaki chicken in on top of everything else that you have to make. Have y'all seen all the stuff they have to make? Bro, but I mean, it's a great resume builder. Holy hell. If you can work at Sonic, listen, I will hire you, okay? Because like you got to be chain smoking like a mofo to get through the stress level of working at a Sonic. And they used to have you riding around on roller skates. Bro, if you were a roller skate Sonic serving mofo, listen, I will hire you. Come talk to me. I will find something for you to do, okay? But seriously, if you're like looking for a career thing, like, man, that is a hard job, okay? Go up there for a few months, learn how to make everything, okay? And I mean, you could go work for Chef Ramsay and he could hire you. Okay, so enough about the food that you guys make. How about his kids cannot trade? He can't teach his kids how to trade. He's always talking, I'm gonna put my kid on the Robbins leaderboard. Motherfucker, no you're not. You're gonna trade multiple accounts. You're gonna put one of your son's name and one of your name, and you're hoping that if you trade them in both directions, one of them's gonna win, and maybe you can get on the leaderboard and you can go out there and tell Vinny that you beat me. Well, you can't beat me at shit. So ICT can't teach his own kids. What makes you so special, Mandalorian Trader and the rest of you ICT nuggets, okay, you little Muppets? He can't, his own kids cannot succeed with his bullshit, and you think you are? Food for thought. Let that one sink in tonight. Dream on that one, okay? Because you guys are big dreamers, so dream on that one for a minute, all right? If you want to see a picture of ICT's kids' place, bro, I got a video for it already out there. Go out there and look for my video on ICT's kids that are in slavery to his father, to their father, okay? Go check that video out. All right, you want to see the yellow? It's literally a fucking yellow trailer. You want a yellow trailer? What color you want your trailer, bro? For me, they're coming over here being like, Vinny, what color is your Bugatti? Yeah, I can tell you what color. What color is your trailer, bro? Because that's all you're gonna have. What's it gonna be? You ICT? You can be with me. Here's your choice. All right, I'm done. Okay, where were we? I was going to show you guys something cool. I just don't remember what it was now. Next feature. All right. It was the one that Soulman asked about. Chaser line. All right, Chaser line. It's subtle right here. On the right, you will notice this. Hopefully we can get some speed here. Oh, I need to connect. Let's connect. Let's connect and hopefully we get some speed. Yeah, no, Mandalorian, I actually want to give you props, bro. In fact, I've been watching you. Again, I watch every video you put out, bro. Honestly, I do it with a saddened heart. Because you remind me of some of my old friends that, like, you have a good heart, dude. You've been conned. You want to work hard. You're not afraid to work hard, which is good, okay? The benefit to you is some of you students are out there, you don't mind working hard. And I hate that ICT is taking advantage of you. Can somebody get him the Discord link? Actually, some of you guys can't post them, so I'll give it to you. Discord.gg/Vinny Emini. There's your link. Yeah, it's good to be skilled. You should. Yeah, and again, try it for yourself. I'm like, well, anybody could say that. I don't want to waste my time. I get it. Look, I'll show it to you. Look at my results. Look at their results. Look at my live stream. Watch a couple things real quick. All right. Chaser line. Hopefully the market starts getting really quick. Otherwise, I'm going to connect to market replay here so we can show a really cool visual on this, because I think this chaser line is pretty skippy, pretty darn handy. Yeah, in fact, it's so handy. I'm going to go to the 4K screen lightest. All right, I'm gonna change this to NASDAQ so we get some good speed. ThinQ has a lot of bars. I think I got 3 days of data on this, so it's gonna take a minute. There we go. Okay, make sure I got chaser line turned on. So on the lightest, I don't even think I have it on. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the chaser line. Now look at the settings. So limit number of ticks. So by default, it's set to 4. Out of most of you guys, I've got it set to 20. I like a 20. Now mind you, you can add multiples of these. I'll show you how to do that. But first, I'm gonna add a standard 20, and I'll go ahead and leave the label on. So top left, you'll see a chaser line coming on. What I like to do with the Enigma is kind of estimate my targeting, as well as I kind of already know where my stop's going to be. How do I find confirmation, sir? Well, you don't need much of that because our strategies are multi-time frame, multi-confluence entries already. So confirmation is confluence. So replace the word confirmation with confluence. And what if you had one thing you're waiting on, right? If you're like, oh, I'm going to wait for this Fibonacci, but I want confirmation of something else, right? You will use the word confirmation. In your terminology, you use the term confirmation. I use the word confluence. ICT uses the word con man, con artist, concept, because he's a, say it with me, con artist. Con man. You get me? Okay, so confluence. You got it? Okay, so now you're going to see this chaser line. Again, this is a quick visual. I don't want it getting in my way. I don't want something heavy. I just want to see it, but I can estimate right there where my stop value is on this. If I'm thinking about 20 ticks, I know where 20 ticks away down below me is. If I get an entry right here, can I target that right there? Heck yeah, why? It's even inside of my little pivot right there. So I would love for a red Enigma to show up right here looking at that chaser line. I also get a little view that my chaser line was up top right there a second ago. Now, again, I love it when the market's hot. Right now, if it's not hot and we're sitting here and it's waiting for it to update, wait for it. Oh shoot, my whole system just locked up. There we go. So I can see the 20 up top, see it all the way up there, so I know where I'm targeting. It's gonna flash at you. There it is, boom, right there. Now, mind you, normally the market's moving pretty quick. Right now, the speed is so slow, I don't even have the speedometer on the lightest. So, take that into account. But the last Enigma we saw was way back here. Okay, I haven't seen Enigma in a while, but if this is flashing at me, I can sort of visually tell where my target is going to be. Now this is for 20 ticks. Now I can change that to anything, and I can add multiples. Let me change this back to 1 day of data so it's not as much. It's taking too long to load. So that's all this is for, is just a quick visual for me. You're going to see me using this a lot particularly on the Enigma charts, because I want to quickly visualize where that setup is going to be. Let me change this to a 3R. One of my favorite things to trade right now is off of a 3 range. Very, very cool stuff. No time frames? I thought it was time and price. Oh, bro, see, you're about to break your brain, bro. Time and price. ICT's like, everything is time and price. No, it is not, my friend. There is a X, there is a Y, and there is a Z axis. Stuff that you kids cannot even see, because ICT will never teach you what I'm about to show you right now. You know about the XY axis. That's boring. That's smooth. Okay, snooze level stuff. What about the Z? Yeah, I know you in school. They taught you the Z axis, okay, but we're talking about the one that runs through it. I don't know how to draw that. You guys know what I'm saying though, right? So we're talking about depth. How do I go deep? Maybe I should draw it like, some perspective. Man, I cannot draw. So if I was drawing how do you draw a highway that's going off into the distance? All right, here's a sunset. All right, somebody's driving now. The depth of the road. Okay, how many cars are on the road? All right, stack right here, one out here, 15 people right here. You guys aren't seeing any of this because why? He teaches you nothing about order flow. He teaches you nothing about what actually moves the markets. He lies to you and tells you that there's some magical fucking algorithm. He can't code. You come to me, a guy who can actually code the markets, and you're like, oh, but ICT said. Fuck what ICT said. Why are you still believing him? He's lied about everything his entire life. It's why he got so big, because he is literally not afraid to lie. Okay? What you're missing, this is called the Z-axis. Y'all know nothing about the Z-axis, which is why you guys get fucked all day. Okay? You're caught sleeping. Z, 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 Z. You know nothing about depth. You got to see what's happening on the actual tape. Oh my gosh, you know what pisses me off more? When I see like, oh, I'm gonna sit out here and read the tape with you guys. Motherfucker, a tape looks like this. It's literally called a tape because it looks like this. It's a string of tape with information on it like this. Guy pisses me off. Oh, read the tape. Tape has 3 values. It is 3 wide. Time, price, and quantity. TPQ. And these run up and down in extremes extremely quickly, and you can filter this. This is what we do. We have a filtered version of this where I can catch the ones that are 5 or greater or 10 or greater, and I see them pop in, and I know size and speed, and then I know what's happening inside the moves, which is what actually moves the markets. Anyhow, whatever. Lesson of the day is over. Time and price, but we use timeless bars. Yes, timeless bars. Why? Because there is more to it. We are using order flow bars, algorithmic bars, algo bars. That's what it comes from. Now, range bars, yes, these are 3 ticks per bar, and they are awesome. I freaking love using these. Look at this pivot turn. This is taught by Mike Schwartz. First identifier of 2 alpha omegas in a zone and a big reversal. Called that one to the tick. I don't have the favorable direction on this because we're using the tiniest, but look at these. Look at that double enigma monster move. Look at this sucker to add to the position. Boom, all the way down to what do we at? Where do we hold a position of a double enigma? What do you hold it to? The next green, right? So double enigma, short. What do? I target the next green. Where's the next green? It's actually right here. How big is that? Oh, let's see. So if I enter in here and I'm going down to the next screen, which is right here, that is 32 ticks to the first one. If you hold it to the cross, I'm usually waiting for a cross to exit, but I might get scared out of part of my position off of a green. I re-add on this position right here, holding down to what? The first green. What's this gonna be? Control F3. Simple, video game style. Boom, that is 53 ticks. If you don't know how to read these, you get to learn how to use the ruler tool. It's very, very powerful, very cool, but you don't have to. It doesn't matter. You just enter, take the play, enter, take the play. Easy, too easy. Yeah, hey, how did you and ICT start the whole drama? I heard ICT's perspective and want to hear yours if you don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind. So what happened with ICT? Very first start, believe it or not. Again, I give everybody a chance first. I'll give you an opportunity to respect. I was in the middle of a trading competition with a guy named Adam Webb, which ICT did admit to. Again, ICT, like, his danger is that he mixes truth with fiction. So part 1 is true. Was Adam Webb involved? Yes. Adam Webb, nasty dude. Right now, he is OOB. What does that mean? Out of business. You know why? Because he fucked with my family. Here's how shit works with me, my friend. You fuck with my family, I will destroy you. He should have learned. ICT should have learned after he saw I spent 3 years going after this guy. He was the biggest thing on Twitter back in 2018, 2019. Really kind of started his stuff 2017-ish. I had a trading competition against him, which went south. He blocked me, did all sorts of stuff. Then he started using sock puppet accounts to threaten to burn my house, to do all this other kind of stuff. Got police involved, although he is off in Europe, so hard to kind of get the guy. Doesn't matter. I told him, I will not attack you in the way you attack me with your family and stuff. I'm not going after your family. I'm going after your business. That's still your baby. You want to attack my babies? Your business starts with a B. That's your baby. Guess what? I now own it. I own your business. That was Adam Webb. Adam Webb, where's he at these days? Gone. Working at Mickey D's, just like the rest of you little Muppets. Okay, now, here we go. ICT. What happened with ICT? ICT was trying to get big at the time. He had about 15,000. I'll tell you exactly the numbers. 15, he was approaching, I think somewhere in there, he had hit 20K followers on Twitter at the time. And he wanted to team up with Adam and who? My boy Tom Dante. Okay, he wanted to be in the cool kids club. Well, I wasn't in the cool kids club because I wasn't on Twitter, and I came out there and I beat everybody in trading competitions. That's why people are scared to death of me. Why? Because I have quant level tools, because I'm an actual quant. Guess who Adam Webb is? Fucking teacher. Guess who Tom Dante is? A fucking teacher. Mouth. Who's ICT? Fucking mouth. All they do is talk, draw lines on fucking charts. Hey, look at me, I know some shit. I'm gonna draw some lines. Fuck you. And the horse you ran in on, I code. Okay? I'm in a different class. They're scared to death of me because I can teach and I can code. That's why they can't beat me, period. None of them can beat me. That's why I'm a multimillionaire and none of these other motherfuckers are, except for ICT. Okay? ICT got there because enough of you idiots, there are enough stupid people in this world to believe somebody who sits there and lies to you to your face and dreamsicle boy. But it took me 3 years to take down Adam Webb. So everybody's like, Vinny, if you were going to take down ICT, it would have already happened. What are we on? Well, dude, we're on year number 1. Bro, y'all just need to slow your fucking roll. We're on year number 1 with ICT, bro. I guarantee you he's fucking toast within 3 years. Guaranteed. And in April, it's going to be hilarious. April 1st is April Fool's Day. That is ICT's day. Coming in April 1st. That's next month. Oh, I've got plans for you, bro. I got plans. ICT, I hope you're listening in. April, boy, you are fucked beyond all recognition. So what happens in April? Well, all those lawsuits I've been telling you all about, all the stuff that takes time to get together, it's lawsuit time. Class action lawsuit coming against ICT. All of his students are getting their money back. Guess how much money that is? Let's do some math. Y'all take a guess. How many students y'all think went through ICT's program for 6 years? 6 years. Tom and I are best friends now. I still talk shit about him to his face. It's cool. So for 6 years, how many students? About 20,000? Woo! Okay, it's big numbers. 20K. Alexa, what's 20,000 times 2,000?
20,000 times 2,000 is 40 million.
I don't think he's made that much, honestly. But that would be 40 million, okay? And if he had made that amount, I guarantee you he wouldn't have been living in those shit houses, okay? His biggest house he just bought right now is worth 2 million. Okay, and the cars he's driving are turds. Like, he ain't done that much. I don't think it's that many. I think in his first year, he probably pulled 600 to 800 people. So around that time, you know, like let's say he did 1,000, maybe 2,000 per year. So on the high side, 2,000 per year times 6, that's about 12,000. Alexa, what's 12,000 times 2,000?
12,000 times 2,000 is 24 million.
So 24 million on the high side is his total, okay? But somehow with all of that and all of the people bailing out partway through, because most of the people don't go all the way through his whole thing, so about half of that, so you're at around 12, and then I'm on the high side of numbers. I think he's somewhere in the neighborhood between 7 and 8 mil. Okay, but the thing is do you think he made any money in the markets? Like, here's a serious question to the ICT students who are in there. I mean, seriously, not paper. I'm asking you real money. Do you believe in the markets? Because I mean, I believe that you guys think that he did. His only defense is going to be, nobody thought that I made any money. They all know I was paper and I've never made any money. I've said it clearly, blah, blah, blah. Do y'all, but I mean, you think, it's the whole reason y'all follow him, right? Because you think he made money in the markets. Am I right? I mean, y'all can't be all that stupid where he's like, oh, he just teaches and he's never going to make money in the markets, right? Surely y'all believe that he made money. I mean, that's what he gave it the impression of, even though he turns around and says the other. It's the whole point. It's a double speak. But he can trade, though. He proves it on TradingView. If not, then TradingView can be rigged within it. Like, yes, okay, I'm going to teach you. Mandalorian, I think you are genuine in your question. Here's how he fakes you out. And this is confirmed by his oldest son. So if you guys don't know, I have spoken to Cody on telephone calls, multiple telephone calls. I have the voice audio recorded records, which are coming with me into court. And his sons are going to have to testify if he wants to use them as defense. His own sons have confirmed with me, this is what daddy does. All you need is multiple laptops and phones. Okay, you can do this with a phone device. ICT particularly has a fondness for Surface Pros. Why? Because they're cheap. Okay, Surface Pros, cheap. You ever see them? Go look at them. I hate them, but you can tell by the click what he uses. You can tell it's a Surface Pro, and he's happened to slip and mention that several times. He has multiples. He even said he has 2 Surface Pros plus his 8 screens in front of him, which again are debatable whether they're attached to a single PC or not. I don't believe they are. I believe they're separate, which is why he never shows the PC, because I've asked him, like, well, that's got to be a beast of a machine to handle 8 monitors. You have to have multiple video cards in that, and you have to have a bigger power supply, etc. Again, I know the technicals of what it requires to run 8 monitors. I have 8 right here. I know what it takes, and I'm like, you know what? Well, what did he get that from? How did he buy it? What did he buy? He won't show it, does it? I think they're on multiples, but whatever, doesn't matter. Here's the key: Surface Pros and multiple paper accounts on TradingView. Now, I want to hear you argue the point that it's not, because here's how it's so easy. In fact, I called him out. This is where he got really fucking mad when I said, okay, all you have to do to prove me wrong is do what Mandalorian did today. Mandalorian, I hope you're still listening. You did this on your own live stream today. Open the history window. He won't do this. I told him he could. He called me a liar. I'm like, you're calling your son a liar because his son told me this is what he does. So call me a liar again, motherfucker. Doesn't matter to me. All you have to do then, you can prove both of us wrong. Open the fucking history window then and show me your 90 days, bro. He can't, and he doesn't. You know why? Because he presses reset when he doesn't make it. I would be pissed if I were you folks. You should be pissed. Show me your 90 days on the history. That's all you have to do. Don't you understand how easy that is? Mandalorian, admit, wouldn't it be so easy if he opened up his trade history? That's all he'd have to do. But he can't, because he switches between one and the other and one and the other and one and the other. Yes, one and the other and reset. There you go. You see it now? Thank you. Thank you. Listen, bro, if you will go out there and once your eyes have been open to this, if you will go out there and make a video explaining this, understanding that this is how ICT operates. It's why I made those illustrations. Maybe you haven't seen my illustrations. Have you seen my illustrations where I show what it looks like, how easy it is to sit there with 2 Surface Pros? Because that's the other thing, is about the size. Surface Pros are very small. They have a very small footprint. Okay, so you can have, like, if I can set 2 of them right here, boom, right next to me. Okay, look right here. I can, on this little desk right here, I can set them right here. They are so small, and I can sit there and I can type. You guys know he can type fast. And it doesn't matter if you can type fast or not. You have a whole minute per bar, right? You guys use time bars, and the smallest one you're using is a minute. Now he's like, I use 15-second bar instead of time. Bro, whatever. He will find an FVG somewhere. If you guys don't know that, then you haven't spent enough time using his shit. But FVG is so stupid. FVG is, first of all, a recycled, it's miniature gaps, it's wide bar fills, it's all these names that other places have already named and talked about before, and he's trying to rebrand it, act like he was the first person to find it, and all this kind of bullshit. And you know, FVGs blow through all the time. They are nothing. They are absolutely nothing. They're just another support and resistance. Because if you go to the lower time frame under that FVG, guess what? There's a little miniature wiggle right there at the top and a little wiggle at the bottom. What is that? It's another support and resistance zone from a prior accumulation of a smaller time frame. Wow, and this is probably blowing your brain because most of you guys don't fucking know what I'm talking about anyways because you're fucking stupid. But I want you to get smart. I can teach you everything you need to know, even about the frauds. That's the whole point. But yes, he's a fraud. Green 8. Okay, I'm sorry to break this to you, but he's been lying to you. He's lying and lying and lying and lying. Multiples, paper accounts, and multiple laptops, which is why you're always hearing him click. That doesn't, nobody was like, he trades on an 8-screen setup. You can't even put a click mouse on an 8-screen setup. You're not wondering, asking yourself, like sometimes I'm like, man, do y'all lack critical thinking skills? Like, what's up? Like, all you have to do is think a little bit. Why would you be using laptops to showcase your work if you're, if you're really running on 8 screens? Oh, I mean, y'all want to believe. That's the problem. You want to, and I get it. I get it. You want to believe, bro. If he could do, I've said this before, ICT supposedly ran a $5.8 million account. You guys remember that? Everybody's like, no, it was paper. Bro, it wasn't only paper. It's MetaTrader 4, number 1, which everybody knows now is a fake hack. He used to say that it was his interbank access. He was his own fucking broker, right? So it's a neat way to, again, he renamed I'm my own broker. I've got interbank access. That's why I can do everything you can't do. He thought nobody would ever figure this out. And then we fucking busted him, right? All of a sudden he deletes his fucking Twitter, disappears, yada, yada. This all happened around that Adam Webb thing. There is a full circle back to this. I promise. I didn't forget where I was. Okay. You need to know the history of ICT and how big of a fucking fraud this guy is. But I said this, if he could really run 5.8 million in 3 months, bro, I would quit everything I'm doing and I would fucking go follow him myself. It got my attention. I had to go look. Well, guess what? When I looked, guess what I found? This. And even Adam Webb turned on him. Adam Webb and him were like high-fiving each other like you fucks do right now, where you're like, oh, pass some following to me, pass some following to me, pass some following to me. Y'all are using people and abusing them. It makes me mad. I have righteous anger for what ICT is doing to all of you, defrauding you. But I said this, if he could really do this, I don't care if it's even paper. If you could do this, bro, I would quit everything and I would do it. I would go watch. Then all of a sudden he's like, does a fake 3.4 million withdrawal. Remember that? He does a fake withdrawal. Got the minus sign, and later says, oh, and all of a sudden he turns like, oh, I was just trolling. And y'all believe this shit? Listen, this is why I mean, like, I have no respect for any of you ICT people, because it's beyond stupid. It's beyond stupid. You are literally part of the problem when you're believing this bullshit. And you believe that there's a Tobias and a Parson that fucking told him the magic. Y'all are fucking crazy. Yeah, it's so weird that they believe it, right? Again, to me, a person with a brain, like, this hurts. Again, and most people just be like, move along. They don't care. I care. That's what's wrong with me. I care. That's what's wrong. My best friend wrote a piece of paper for me a long time ago. He stuck it on my wall and said, Vinny, it literally said, stop caring. 2 giant words. He put that on my wall. He knows how I work. The same guy who went out there and told me, hey, do live streams. He set it up for me. AC, love you, brother. He put that on my wall, said, stop caring. That's my problem. A lot of things, whether it's family, ex-wife, people, whatever. I care about shit. And I'm willing to fight. That's the difference between me and everybody else. There's a lot of people who care. They're just like, oh, Care Bears. Oh, it's gushy wushy. God didn't make me that way. I'm not a gummy bear, but I care. I will fuck your shit up if you fuck with people, period. Especially if you fuck with my family. Real simple. So back to the Adam Webb. So here's what ICT did to me. Okay. ICT claimed he was a Christian. Okay. Well, I'm a Christian. So I thought, well, maybe ICT is different. Okay. Adam Webb made fun of Christianity. Tom Dante says he's an atheist. So again, I got 2 guys who, whatever. Atheist. Well, ICT says he's a Christian. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna reach out to ICT. When my family was being attacked viciously, my wife was pregnant at the time, which made it even worse. Pregnant with my first son. I have an older daughter. This is my first son. Putting all this stress on my family. Threatening to kill me and my family. That was Adam Webb. Well, I reached out to IC and said, listen, bro, you see what's going on here. You know this is wrong. Say something. ICT couldn't. He's a fucking egomaniac. Fucking egomaniac, narcissist, piece of shit cunt. He said nothing. In fact, not only did he not say anything, I come to find out Adam sent me the private messages back and forth to him. He is out there telling people that I'm fucking crazy. ICT is out there saying I'll bend the knee to him. I will bow to him. Motherfucker, I am going to fucking break your fucking back. I am going to break you in fucking half, you fucking piece of shit. I'm going to put you back in the poorhouse that you came from. You piece of shit, you're going to deliver pizzas like the rest of you little fucking Muppets when I'm done with you. Because you're not going to have a dime left. Because here's what happens in a class action lawsuit. Every dime is returned, and there's a fee on top of it. ICT has never made a dime in the markets, and the only thing he's ever sold is cologne. And his wife was selling that. Don't get me started. Can you use Algobox on funded accounts? Yes, you can. So ICT fucked with me back then, and I said this. I just gave him a warning. They all got me banned on Twitter. They false reported me for stuff. They gaslit me. All this other shit. They got me banned. I told them I will remember. And I told them I will own all of you. I will destroy all of your businesses. All of them. Started with Adam Webb. ICT's next. Tom was the only one who wised up. I showed him the truth, kind of like what Mandalorian did right now. I read his heart. Tom Dante has a heart. Tom Dante saw the wrong. He didn't know what was going on. When I showed him the truth, when I showed him what was going on behind the scenes, he was like, holy crap, I didn't know all this is going on, man. I'm really sorry. Tom turned, so I will not own him. I will not destroy him. In fact, he is an ally and a friend of mine. He can't speak out because if he does, he gets attacked. He's in the UK. He has no guns. They have no weapons. They have nothing to protect their families. So for his own family's protection, I specifically told him to stay out of it. Don't say anything because it will put him in harm's way. So Tom remains silent. But he and I are friends. We talk literally daily. I could scroll on my phone and show you how many text messages, like me and my ex-girlfriend back in the day. We got more text messages and conversations and funny, hilarious memes about you stupid ICT cunts back and forth all fucking day. Would me and ICT have a boxing match? I would fucking sign up for that shit. I wouldn't even think about it. I'm in. I will beat the fucking piss out of him. He's broken already anyways. Have you seen he's got back issues? Oh, y'all know, let me talk to you something. You guys want to know like why he can go on and on for 4 hours? Are you aware that he has a pain pill addiction? No? Nobody knew about that? Yeah, he didn't talk about that, does he? Those pain pills keep him talking. You ever been around somebody who's on drugs? It's ICT. ICT is on fucking drugs. He takes those, oh, I got my back pain. Bro, he walks around with those little leads hanging out his shirt and stuff so he can keep it on his insurance. Did y'all know he got facial reconstructive surgery? Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, he did. He even talks about it. Facial prosthetics. Y'all don't remember that keyword? Don't worry. I'm going to show it next week. Bro, I am coming fist to cuffs next week, bro. I had to finish out this release, but dude, I'm coming. I'm coming for the blood of, I'm not talking about violence, but I'm talking about anybody who wants to, oh, Vinny shed blood and he's going, no, I'm talking about the blood of his business. His business is done. It's finished. I told everyone. I did it back with Macro Hedge. I owned them and I destroyed them. Once you own something, you are worthy to, you can either keep it or you can throw it in the trash. Macro Hedge, I owned them and then I threw them in the trash. ICT, I will own him and then I will throw it in the trash. But not only will I throw his in the trash, oh no, it's deeper with him. Because not only did he do that shit back with Adam Webb and whatnot, then he manifested even more of it and thought it was a good idea to do it again. So see, the thing is, when you make a mistake the first time, you apologize. In fact, even Adam Webb turned around and at least Adam apologized later after it was too late for him. ICT refuses because he's too fucking, he's got that narcissistic egomaniac bullshit going on. All he had to do was apologize. I told him, I warned him, all you have to do is apologize. Fucker wouldn't do it. Cocky piece of shit. I am going to fucking put him back in the poorhouse and he will remember the day that I reminded him, all you got to do is apologize. Do the right thing. You say you're a Christian, do the right thing. You're not a Christian, you're not going to do the right thing. Dude, I don't care if you're a Christian or not. I don't care. That's between you and God. If you're going to call yourself a Christian like me, you're going to embarrass what I am, what I do. Bro, I got no problems. And I am the hand of God to deliver punishment from God himself. He is the one who sent me to destroy ICT. Here you go. Yeah, and when he did, yeah, some things are unforgivable. When he said that stuff, when he threatened my wife, and when I had to look my wife in the eye when she would get scared to go out of the house for months, where we had police protection outside of our homes and around our neighborhood, and one way in, one way out. I had to be fucking manned with security for 4.5 months because of the threats that came from ICT and his little fucking Muppets that he paid, incentivized, and riled up to attack and engage me, thinking that I would take down my videos if he continued. He forgot I live in Texas, motherfucker, and I got more guns than all of you, and I've got a fucking security fence and a 1.5 acre lot plenty of space, and I've got a 10-acre spot that if you fuck around, listen, I can bury things that you will never find, if you know what I'm saying. You fucked with the wrong guy. God made me for this moment in time to free the captives. Jesus said to be like me. Well, you know what he said? He said, I have come that I may set the captives free. I will let the blind see. Guess what? You were blind to ICT and now you see. I am here to pull down the blinds. And I don't mean the kind that put down to keep the sun out. The blinders are going to be removed from your eyes. ICT is going down. Harder than macro hedge in a trading competition. Because yes, I beat macro hedge in trading competition so badly that it was easy. I tried to get ICT to get into competition. He's smart enough. He's been playing a real smart game. All he has to do is avoid getting a trading competition with me. Well, that's what he thought. It's okay. Just take me a little bit longer. Doesn't matter. You fucked up, bro. And I am vengeance. I am gravity. I am inevitable. I am Tobias. I am Parson. I am the end of ICT and the entire ICT fraud network, because it ain't just him anymore. It's all of them now. All of them, all the promoters. You will be named a Muppet. You will be a fucking Muppet. Eventually, all the smart people in the room will be laughing at the fucking SMC, smart money concept, bullshit ICT motherfuckers. You're all a bunch of little frauds. All you want to start a little Telegram. You want to get lucky, make a $10,000 withdrawal or more, maybe a 40,000 one, like the guy who is getting interviewed today by whatever his name is. YOLO trade it. Boom. Oh, look at me. I'm good. I'm a great trader. I've got a model. Come follow me. Join my Discord and pay me $50 a month. And then they'll live the rest of their life off of their 3 to 5K a month. Look, I get it. I know that's your dream. I am going to break your dreams. It's very simple, but I'm going to replace it. I'm a dream replacer. Because there are ways to trade. If you want to trade, there is real technology available now in PCs that can run this stuff that were not available in the past. People are like, what about Paul Tudor Jones? Paul Tudor Jones was trying to trade off a fax machine. What about Larry Williams? Larry Williams is a fraud. I already exposed that too. You also think Larry Williams is great? You're fucking stupid. Larry Williams' daughters winning the Robins, doesn't no alarm bells go off in your head. You're like, oh, that's the time his daughters how to trade. Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Yeah, you are. He's trading multiple accounts, one in his daughter's names and his. Trading accounts in both directions. One of them gets on the leaderboard, the other ones don't. Nobody knows how many people blew out because they only show the top 5. It is a fucking fraud. The entire Robins trading competition is a piece of shit. One contract? Bro, I'm a real trader. We don't trade one contract, one lots. We're not fucking paper boys like you. I don't work at fucking McDonald's. I got 4 kids. I'm a fucking multi-millionaire. I don't trade pennies a day. Shouldn't be hard to think about. All right, so you asked. You might, again, we can cut this section out later. Hey, but you asked. We're doing it live. There you go. All right, we're almost done, I promise. New bar, then chaser line. Okay, so I use that chaser line. It's just a quick visual. I can see, okay, do I want to take that? Yes. If I get a red, do I want to take that? Yes, because that's 20 ticks down there. I want to target that. Let's see what happens if I do multiples. Let's say I want to get a 10 and a 5. 5's too short. But let's say I want a 10, 15, and 25. I can quickly do that. Add a couple more chaser lines, okay? So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add 1, add 2, add 3. So I've already got one at 20. I want to see where the 25 line is. I want to see one at the 35, and I want to see one at a 40, so I can visually see where those are. There we go. So now I can do T1, T2, T3. I can move them quickly. Yeah, still loading. Yeah. There we go. So I want to take that trade. Heck yeah, I do. All right, taking this trade right here. Where's my stop go? Goes behind the green Enigma. Let's see if my chaser lines come out. Mine on small. Okay, cool. When this flashes up top. All right, there's my T1s. They're right about this area here. Cool, cool. I also know where my stop stuff is, which we don't really care right now because my trade's already in play. And we'll let it ride. Okay, that's chaser line.
New bar identifier. So you're gonna put this on the higher time frames. We kind of explained this before. Let's pop over to a Enigma standard. Yeah, so trade in real time. It is against favorable direction. It is also against the MacV Ultimate. I don't expect it to win. See the red right here, and it shorts favorable. But we did get a shot right there. I just want to show chaser line. Targets would be up above. There is a nice, though, potential opportunity because right here, let's see that 8.5. So this could be the turning point. So even if this first one didn't work, I would want to take another secondary shot at this. You guys know our 2-try rule, all that kind of whatnot. There you go. Now high time frame on the 89, highest time frame. Again, we do multi time frame analysis here. There we go. We're hitting targets. So we just hit target 1 right there. What a messy screen, Ralph. I bet you have a messy room. Do you live with your mom? I'm serious. Do you live with your mom? Do you live with your mom, Ralph? Ralphie. Fuck boy. Is this too messy for you? This was too messy for you, little boy? See why I say like ICT students are the dumbest fucking people on earth and why I call you Muppets? You run your fucking mouth, you have no brains. This is messy. That's messy, you listen, fucktard. I'm talking to you, fuckface. Ralph. Ralphie. Ralphie boy. I had a dog named Ralph once. Also reminded me every time I vomit, I'm like, Ralph. I just made $660 a sim, bro. In my paper account. While I'm doing other shit. This is messy? Say it again, stupid. I want to record. Ralph. Saying this is messy. This is hard for him to read, folks. Do you see why ICT students are the dumbest people on earth? Apparently, this is too much going on the charts, folks. I literally took that trade off of a level 32 Enigma long using a chaser line. I live with my mind. Ralph, go flip my fucking burger and do not forget my fries, bitch. I fucking hate it when you idiots forget my french fries. Get that shit order right, motherfucker. Fucking piece of shit. I swear to God, you're fucking stupid as shit. You know what? I'm gonna ask God one day when I get to heaven, I'm gonna ask him why he made stupid people. Okay? There's a reason. I have a feeling I understand. You guys are the ones who decided to go on Satan's team and he was like, I can be God. Bunch of fuckboys. Go drink your soy latte, bitch. All right, so high time frame. Again, our system is doing high time frame analysis for you. You don't have to have all these open. That's the whole point. So I'm going to come on to this chart. This is 89 ticks for a single bar. And these go into the calculations inside of our system. I'm going to get into this on a gigantic bar. We're going to get a big fat bar, so you can't mess it up. Although, hold on, I forgot. We've got ICT people here. You can probably fuck this up. But one bar from the top to bottom. This is a solid bar. This is an ignition bar. This is 89 ticks from top to bottom. Well, I sometimes want to know when the next bar is finished. So I would only add this on this. Again, you don't have to do this, but people are asking like, you know, what's this extra stuff? So this is the notifier. Let me see, where's that one? New bar notifier. Here it is. New bar notifier. Okay. Audio alerts. You can change it to whatever sound you want. Choose a file. I've got it set to alert 1. There's a audio file in there called new bar. It will literally say new bar. Okay. Only when 89 ticks have completed, right? So again, I really wouldn't use this on NQ. NQ's too fast, but you would want to put this on maybe if you had an RTY trade going or whatever. There were some people asking for that. This isn't like a super awesome feature or anything. Again, it's, you know, ancillary, not necessary. But if you want it, that is one of the new features that we kind of brought back. I had removed it a long time ago, but there we're back by popular demand. That one's back in. But yes, our system does all the high time frame analysis for you. We don't have to sit here where you guys are sitting there like, oh, I gotta go check the weekly, I gotta check the daily, I gotta flip over to the monthly, I gotta flip over to the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, and the 1. Y'all do all that? Guess what? We do all of it simultaneously. We do all 5 time frames simultaneously. And then it filters down to one chart right here. This is called the execution chart. That's why we win, while you lose. Nerps. Hey, is Geek Trader here? You have a live fun track record. ICT doesn't have much of one of himself. He teaches precision. Oh, God bless. This is this retard. Have you heard Geek A talk? Okay, listen. Mandalorian, I have hope for. Geek A Trader, go listen to him. He's a fucking muppet. No offense. The guy's helpless. I can't even help him. He would literally have to completely submit, and he won't, because he's got ego and he's a fucking retard. So Geek A, fuck off. I've already talked about, do I have a live fun track record? Yes, I have multiples. Catch up on the video or go fuck off. Doesn't matter to me. And I've already sent you this video before. You're acting like you didn't see it. Well, I didn't watch it because I didn't want to give you a view, bro. Do you understand? I have monetization turned off. Do you understand that when you watch my videos, I get paid nothing? Write it down. Monetization is a big word. Monetization. Google it. My monetization is turned off. I don't make a dime from YouTube. Fucktard. He's like, I'm not going to give him my... What? I don't even think it's what, a half a penny for your fucking view? You 2 fine fucks, bro. I can press a button over here and money pops out. Retard. Yeah, sorry, Matt. I know it's late. What time is it? Well, it's only 9:30. That's alright. You probably get early day. It's cool. You are the average retail with animal patterns. Really? Animal patterns, huh? Well, I got a video about that. I already showed that harmonic patterns actually work. You're just too stupid to know it because ICT made you believe. You believe everything ICT says, which means you're stupid. ICT's kids live in a trailer park, so do you. Or you live with your mom. I mean, there you go. Okay. Next feature. Chart notes. Chart notes are boring. Basically, chart notes, if you want to turn it on, you can put notes up here in the top left-hand corner of the screen. And platinum members. Platinum, folks. It's going to be awesome. Let's come back to platinum. Let's talk about the chart templates. So if you were going to apply charts, templates to your own layouts or whatever, right click, go to templates and load. So in your list load, probably got some other stuff added in here. Okay, all of the ones that have numbers in the front, this is coming out. Ignore all of this stuff. This is stuff that I am working on separate. These are... Most of these you're going to be familiar with, you know, the tide, the wave. Oh, by the way, you guys who in your ICT stuff, are y'all familiar with Alexander Elder? No, you're not, because ICT didn't talk about it. But ICT Elder was he created, it's called the triple screen setup. I teach about it. It's multi-time frame, the whole power of 3. Bro, he didn't fucking invent that shit. He just renamed it. Get me, you know, get off. Like, and our system automatically does it in code. You guys are still trying to sit there and do this stuff by hand. You're stupid. All right, Tide, Wave, MacV, Ripple A, Ripple B. Forget about B2. That's something that I was working on. You have Ripple A, Ripple B. That's the big one. A and B. Cyborg though. You have Cyborg, Cyborg B. B is for background. This one has the background on it. I'll show you that here in just a moment. You got Cyborg Light and Lightest for those of you guys who need, like if your PC, you know, can't handle it because our system does a ton of processing. If you are on some old, you know, again, ICT students, I get it, they can't afford PCs, laptops only, they're using i3s from, you know, their grandma passed it down to them, I get it. You know, no offense to you guys, seriously, I do want to help you out, right? But yes, here is the lightest version right here that will take off some of the features. And yeah, you're good to go. What happens if Algobox gets regulated? Will it go away? Okay, that's a really weird question. Okay, I mean, this is that moment where I would literally say that was kind of stupid. But they wouldn't regulate Algobox. They would regulate the industry. And I've already said that's coming. I'm going to tell you right now, like there is time running out, folks. If you haven't watched my video on you're running out of time, you might want to go watch that. And this is what the Bible says. Like this is literally like, it's not what I'm seeing, but the Bible is coming true right in front of your eyes today. Like today. And the one world government stuff is coming. The currency change is coming. The whole Forex industry will disappear like this one day overnight after a major EMP attack, most likely. As soon as that happens, it will be their excuse for taking over everything. The algo, there is no actual algo. Stop believing there is an algo. There is no specific single algorithm controlling price delivery. That is bullshit. Y'all suck that shit up. Y'all are stupid. You're fucking stupid. ICT's never coded a day in his life. He might have gone to class for it. I don't know. I don't have his school records. He's never shown them. I didn't even go down that route because I'm like, whatever. Doesn't matter if you studied something. If you've never coded anything and you don't have any code, you're a fucking muppet. It's not about the algo, but the industry could disappear overnight. If you don't have a currency to exchange because everybody's using a one world currency, there's no currency exchange. Do you understand that? So then the only assets to be exchanged would be stocks, equities, okay. Well, our system works on stocks. Our system works on futures. What is a futures? Well, a future contract is, did y'all know? Here's something ICT also doesn't teach you. What's the notional value? Let's see, who knows this one? Pop quiz. Here's a tougher question. Oops, notional. What's the notional value of a single ES E-mini contract? Who knows? I believe that there's an algo that controls for price codes, but I don't believe that he coded the algo like he says. Well, first of all, there is no algo that controls for price codes, number one, and he didn't code it. There's the actual answer. Yes, good job, Callum, about 250K, yes. At one point, the last time I looked at it, it was like 220K, but yes, approximately somewhere in the neighborhood of around 200, not 22K, literally $220,000 to $250,000. Think about that. One contract. So when you're trading 10 contracts, how much money are you moving and working with? $2.2 mil with 10 contracts. There is leverage here. When people are like, Vinny, you can't make the percentage that you make. It has nothing to do with percentage. Stop talking in percents. It's stupid. ICT loves doing that because it's like, because he doesn't tell you guys about this notional value. Well, ICT's like, oh, I made 20 grand in this, and so I doubled my account. No, you didn't. You made 10% on 220K. Do you understand that? No, you don't, because you're a fucking ICT muppet. You're gonna need to think about this one for a while. The notional value is what you're doing when if you're going to try to talk about percentage. Now, of your account, yes, which is why we talk about how this is a business. This is about buying and selling contracts. And like my daughter can open up a lemonade stand and make 10,000%, right? Y'all know that because that's a business. This is a business. The way that we approach futures, contracts, and trading is like a business. It is not about investment. It's not about percent gain. It is literally about taking a small amount of money and using it to buy and sell widgets. You pay commissions, buy and sell. You make money on it, buy and sell. If you are spending 3 cents for a cup of lemonade and my daughter's selling the cup for $2.50, yes, she can make 10,000%. So why can't I, on contracts, understanding that I'm using leverage inherently, using a small leverage intraday on a discount broker, because fuck, if you're using dumbass TD Ameritrade like ICT did to protect himself from his blowout drawdown, which he did, he drew down 80% of 20K. Y'all, just I can't. I don't even know. It's a waste of breath to talk to you guys if you can't figure out that ICT is full of shit and you don't understand that his precision comes from the fact that he's running multiple laptops with multiple paper accounts. And anybody who wants to say that no, it's not, I tell you, all you have to do is tell ICT. He can prove me wrong, tell me I'm a liar, and I will delete my whole YouTube channel along with all his videos with issuing a single video with an apology for the entire ICT fraud network. All ICT has to do is open up his trading history on his paper account, because you think he only has one. Fine, open up the trade history on it and show a 90-day track record on paper. He can't. And you know why? He can't. It's literally impossible because his son already told me how he works. He's cheating the public, and his oldest son wants nothing to do with it. Wake the fuck up. Oh, and y'all haven't noticed? All of a sudden, ICT's son started, remember? Oh, and he started a 115K account with Top Step. Y'all notice he ain't talking about that anymore? Let me guess. Y'all think he made so much money he just doesn't want to brag about it? Are you fucking stupid? You're stupid. His son blew out his account too. On day one. Probably not on day one. Whatever day it was, Daddy couldn't save him. Daddy can't help him trade. And y'all think he can help you trade? How dumb do you have to be? All right, platinum. Holy cow, platinum. Folks, do y'all remember Pippi Robbie? How many of you guys have been here long enough with me back to 2016, 2018? You remember Pippi Robbie dual robot system? You remember that? Oh yeah. Well, now you're gonna have something. We need some new names. So let's have a name contest. We got two bots. They're gonna be dueling enigmas. I don't know. Pippi Robbie's pretty cool, so maybe we'll still call him Pippi Robbie. But if you guys can come up with a better name than Pippi Robbie, that's what I'm gonna be live streaming next week, starting on Monday. It's gonna be awesome. I'll be showcasing the platinum stuff, dual robots. You basically know the drill. It's gonna be full auto. Full auto. No touchy. How cool is that, huh? Yeah, and we fixed the bug on the installer. Hey, how about that trade earlier where I said, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good trade, huh? How many ticks did we just make on that, folks? Where's that ICT Muppet that was like, just too messy, man? 163 ticks. Alexa, what's 163 divided by 4?
163 divided by 4 is 40.75.
Let's just call it 41. For those of you fucktards who still talk about points, it's 41 points. You're welcome. ICT teaches precision for sure, but I do agree there are some questioning things. ICT teaches precision for sure. Listen, Geek A, the trader, I am going to tell you, since you cannot get it through your head, I have tried with you. I have been nice to you. I am no longer nice to you. You can go fuck yourself. You will never use my system. When you figure out that my shit is the shit and all of your fucking little Muppets are all around you crushing it with my system, I am going to laugh at you because you refused, even in the face of facts and information, you still sat here with your little fucking ego trip trying to promote ICT bullshit, telling me he teaches precision. You are a fucking moron. I am never letting you use my shit. Fuck you and the horse you ran in on. Is there an easy version for dummies? Thanks. Yeah, in fact it is. It's right here. Like, you can't get any easier than this. Let's showcase one of our students actually doing this, because everybody's like, oh, Vinny doesn't have any students on it. Look, no student has to go out there and live stream. Nobody has to go out there and show off any of this, because they don't have to run trade rooms like you guys do to make money. My guys just trade. But I literally financially incentivized one of our traders to go, listen, I would like you to go out there and show everyone what you can do with Enigma. Will you do that? So he started doing that. Let's take a peek. Y'all want to see? My computer's going real slow. It is not liking all this live stream and music and multi-workspace stuff going on here. And I haven't rebooted this thing in days. All right. Let's pause the music here. It's yesterday's.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Algobox gamer back in the markets on this trader funding journey. Take a look at this risk disclosure and let's get to it. So, started my day pretty early after not getting enough sleep last night, and right away I hesitated with this trade because I didn't like how slow the market was moving, but I did have those 3 losers in a row and then that session start, and actually
now let me tell you guys again, not everybody's as good at explaining things as I am, but he's talking about 3 losers in a row. He doesn't mean he had 3 losers in a row. I told him to wait until 3 of these don't work. It's as simple as this. This is the trading for dummies, and I literally said, look, I don't want you to do anything but just this. Wait until there are 3 losers on the screen. Don't take 3 losers. You could trade them in sim if you want to, but this is loser 1, loser 2, loser 3, and then after number 3, take the next series of trades until you have 2 winners. That's it. That's the whole strategy. That's the entire strategy from end to end with 20 and 25 and 30 tick targets. That's it. You think you can handle that? You asked, can it be done for dummies? This is literally trading for dummies with Enigma, which is why it's sold separately, because you can do this. Here we go.
I would have actually entered in that first trade, which it would have been a scratch trade, but I think I had my sim account selected by mistake, so that's actually a lucky mistake, I guess. So those back-to-back Enigmas missed out.
Okay, so he's not labeling all this stuff, but it's okay. Again, right here, he's talking about how this would have been a scratch trade because he would have gotten in right here because he had 3 in a row, which means he takes this next one according to our rules, right? But it's a scratch because almost immediately you get this. And I tell everybody, like, these suck. When you get the back and forth, I just call it a loser. Close the trade. Just close it. Like, basically, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter. Don't risk it. Just close. That's what he means by a scratch trade. And for anybody who's like, well, why didn't you get that one? Again, he would have gone long right here. It would have been a scratch trade. This is what he's talking about with the scratch trade. So first trade right here, but he didn't take it because apparently, again, even messing it up. Okay. And this, don't make fun of his speech impediment. He's actually deaf. He is legally deaf. He cannot hear. He speaks like this with his speech. He has a handicap. I took him under my wing and I said, listen, I'm going to help you. Here's all you got to do. Okay. Get off it. I don't want to hear anybody making fun of his voice. If you do, I will fucking find you and I will break you. Do you understand? Fantastic.
Out on that, and so I figured, man, that's 4 in a row. So even though I didn't like how slow it was moving, it seemed like a good opportunity to take, and it worked out pretty well. Of course, I was still on my I was still pretty cautious about this, which is why I moved my stop up to break even. And we're off to a nice start with 50 ticks total in the bag already. And here I was checking on an Enigma in the Russell when a signal popped off on the NASDAQ, and usually...
All right, so what I've told him to do is mark these. So you notice they're marked. Okay, so I gave him the fib circle tool and said, look, just mark them. There's your 3. You see it? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3 that didn't, go 20 ticks. Because, I mean, yes, these did go like 10 or 15 ticks, doesn't matter. I tell it, basically, if it doesn't go 20 ticks before it comes back behind the Enigma, that's a failure. wait for 3 in a row, because this is what's called accumulation. Accumulate and distribute. Now, ICT might teach you that because it's basic shit. I hope he teaches you this stuff. ACDC, accumulation, distribution. I teach that. Now, you guys add in manipulation, which is true. I call it a trap. Like, ICT wants to act like, oh, I added one more thing. Accumulate, distribute, accumulate, manipulate, distribute, whatever. It's the same shit. But he wants to act like he invented it. You're stupid. If you believe it, you're stupid. Okay, so he had his 3. 1, 2, 3. He wants to take the next one, right? Boom. Not only is this a single, this is a double enigma. Now, he should have gone bigger on this. This should have been a 6 contract trade because it's a double enigma, but it's okay. Again, you do not have to be perfect to be profitable. He ends up banking $800 today off of his 2 winners. Okay, carry on.
The standard operating procedure is that you avoid trading in the first 5 minutes of the New York session open. But because Chairman Powell was scheduled to speak at 10 a.m., the speed was uncharacteristically slow. And so since I noticed that there wasn't really...
For those of you who are new, the stop goes behind the enigma. He put it right inside. It's fine. I told him it doesn't really matter if you really want to, sneak out an extra couple. Just put it right back here. As long as it's at the back of the enigma, don't care. But technically, it's a full stop out behind the enigma. If it doesn't break all the way, then you can do a 2-try rule. So this is why his stop is sitting right here. I specifically told this for him so that he could eyeball it. It's visual stuff to help him out in what he's doing, because he doesn't have as good on the audio cues, but he can trade the system. Fantastic. Let's roll.
Any data lag, I went ahead and took this shot, especially since I already had those 3 losers in a row. White, where you see that vertical line and it says session start. It came pretty close to the stop.
Target build. Target.
But it all worked out in the end. And that's 100 ticks right there. And here we are later in the afternoon. Unfortunately, I was away from my desk when that big enigma short came in around 3 o'clock. So I was only able to take this last one here. Again, because the speed was slow, I didn't really enter in immediately, because I had a little bit of hesitation. But it was definitely a good entry, because entering in on those pullbacks minimizes my risk.
Target build.
But immediately moving my stop to break even, because I don't like that speed. For a split second, I considered putting it back behind the pivot, but I changed it back to break even, because with this kind of speed, the target one is just fine by me. Unfortunately, I missed that big run up before the session closed, but 800 on the day with no drawdown, I'll take that. Catch you on the flip side.
All right, so the easy button, somebody asked. You asked? I responded. The easiest way to trade this system is to wait for 3 losers in a row and then take the next trade. This was a loser. Let's see if we found that one. There's 2 losers. 3 losers. You catch them, you count them. 1, 2, 3. And remember, when they are like this, I count them as a loser. I tell him anytime there's a back-to-back, that's an L. Loser, loser, loser. What did I take? Winner. If you would like this strategy, all you have to do, you would use this tool right here. Go to fib circle, it's F11. So if I press F11, grab the center of it and go boom, that's a loser. Press F11, there's 2 so you can visually see it. You know me, I'm all about the visuals. That's why we are #1 in the world. This whole thing is a loser, so you can make it bigger. Boom, whole sucker. 1, 2, 3, boom, take the next one. Smashing. Welcome aboard.
In a world of sinners and shammers, there arose one demigod to wreck them all, making trading great again.
To answer the fellow who said, why don't you and ICT do a face-off? Dude, I would love that. He won't. ICT knows the day that he does that, it's the fastest way that macro hedge went down, because I will literally post that everywhere. I literally showed everybody how I destroyed macro hedge. Everybody from macro hedge came to our system. Macro hedge went out of business. It's ICT's fastest way to get him out of business. Is all he has to do is come talk shit, get in a trading competition, shows that he sucks. Again, he actually sucks. He cannot trade. He will not trade. He cannot trade for longer than 90 days. He cannot even trade 20 days profitable. If you still believe that shit, you're a Muppet. I'm out.